if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to boil down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit our guys after and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Good morning, smart, good-looking listeners. On 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X. You are in the huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. Now, boys, to begin today, we realize that there are smart and good-looking listeners that are observing Lent, and they've made sacrifices. Maybe they gave up dessert.
Good one. Yep.
Maybe they gave up
Swearing. Tried to.
swearing. Maybe there's a no chewing tobacco, whatever it is. People are making those
That'd be a
sacrifices.
healthy one.
Who knew that after last night we have to put pasta and pizza and Italian cannolis onto the list of things we have to now live without for a while because Italy beat Team USA in the World Baseball
And it's my
Classic.
fault. And it's my fault because I
Way to
rolled
make it
up.
about you.
I'm just saying, I rolled
Here we
up
go.
and I thought rigatoni was a great idea for last night.
Well,
I thought it was, and unfortunately, I think it was my fault. I'm sitting there making pasta at home, and I realize I'm the problem. I'm putting the bad vibes out there. And next thing I know, we're losing to Italy.
But now the real question that I got is, I have this burrito, this breakfast burrito. But
trouble.
Actually, tonight, don't we need some ziti? I feel like Anthony Jr. when he walked out. Wait, nope, ziti?
No ziti.
Yeah, now we do.
Because now we need ziti tonight, and we need a lot of ziti. We need some ziti, lasagna, maybe a couple of pizzas to come on in here. Make sure you bring the sauce.
All right, well then put that burrito away, and we'll go boil some water and make some pasta.
Goodness gracious!
We should have had hot dogs and hamburgers for dinner.
Yes. Something American.
Some shocking results to wake up to. That
my
bam,
goodness.
and everything else. So
And it's like, okay, you lost Italy. You can lose a baseball game, right? The JV can beat the varsity on any 1 out of 100 times.
Your
They were down
baseball
8
coach
to
told you the
nothing.
story. 8-0.
They were down 8-0. They were lucky to make it that close in a circumstance where run differential can make a difference.
Well, in Dr. Rosa managing the team and talking to his buddies on MLB Central earlier in the morning.
Matty, and he talked to him. Yeah.
And said, well, it's fun. We want to win this game tonight, but we got our ticket punched, so it's fun. Mark.
Hello.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. No, you misread or misunderstood.
And that's what it is.
I think that might be the wrong miss, but the real miss was Bryce Harper. What's up? Why do we not have the best players rolling up in the game? It does make sense when either one manager doesn't know what the situation is, or and this is the interesting one. This is the one that maybe we don't like to hear. Maybe we had to make sure everybody got their at-bats. Maybe we had to make sure everybody got their touches. Maybe we had to make sure there weren't any feelings hurt over there on a 38-year-old Paul Goldschmidt or something. We need to be running the best cats out there, but it would make sense, Drew, if we don't realize what the situation entails, you can all of a sudden be sitting there and getting espressoed like that third base dugout. That Italian celebration is phenomenal with Pasquantino in the Nespresso machine right at the end.
My.
And they got White Sox catchers getting double shots of espresso with an Oppo taco into the Crawford boxes. That was disgusting.
Yeah, the idea that these guys are straight out of Napoli or straight out of Naples and straight out of
nice try. Okay, they're from the northwest suburbs of Illinois. Yeah.
Michael Lorenzen saying that's weird going against my country. Wow, what country is it then? I mean, you're wearing the Italian uniform.
Now, his Nona would not like him saying that.
That was a little weird too, but yeah, that is an electric celebration. Although I'm not really sure what the whole thing's been weird. And DeRosa, is someone advising him? Like, how did that happen? Like, I get, he's the manager, so ultimately it's on him, but shouldn't there be somebody with Team USA Baseball letting him know, like, this is what we need to do. This is the tournament structure. This is what our advice is for you. Or do you have to figure all that out on his own? Because he did a bad job with that.
Drew, my guess is there was a frustrated PR guy sitting right there in the corner after he gets off that interview with the guys on MLB Network saying, hey, we're not actually in, right?
Man. Because it sure seemed like he managed
and now they don't control their destiny. They need some stuff to happen. If Italy wins, the United States advances.
Okay.
If Mexico wins, then we got a logjam at 3-1, and then the tiebreaker becomes which two teams advance to the quarterfinals, and that's runs allowed per out recorded.
Well, and theirs where the 8 spot last night is so insanely massive. Now, being able to put up some runs helps you out, but
if the Italy-Mexico game goes 9 innings and Mexico wins and scores 5 or more, the U.S. would then advance with Mexico. If Mexico wins while scoring 4 or fewer, it's Mexico and Italy on to the next round, to the knockout round. Where
you think they'd work together on that? You think there'd be any collusion to try and keep the score low in one situation where they would?
What are you thinking? This is like they got a bunch of Bam Adebayos on their team or what? Hey, manipulate the events. This is what the buffet is so bountiful. U.S. loses a shocking game to Italy, which, again, how shocking is it really? One baseball game. It's like a spring training game where,
it's shocking when
College of the Canyons beats a big league team. Like, okay.
But when it's billed as the Monstars and all you think is like this is going to be an Angola situation every single time that they grab a bat, that's where the shocking part is. But you're right. It is a baseball game at the end of the day.
What's the biggest story today? Is it the baseball game in the World Baseball Classic with the U.S. shockingly losing to Italy, which you don't expect? And again, like we said, there's a bunch of
could happen. Yeah,
there's a bunch of major league players on the Italian team. So
I hated having to be happy that Pete Armstrong hit 2 dingers, but
no, is that the best story of the day? Is it Bam Adebayo scoring 83 to pass Kobe Bryant, his childhood hero, and 83 points in an NBA game, aided and abetted by some fouling and weird, get him the ball and pump up the score to let him get to that lofty mark.
Some would say pass the ball to the Italians from kicking and streaming situations.
I love that movie.
Exactly.
And then the third thing is like the Maxx Crosby trade is a whoops, not so fast. Fail the physical. That makes you arch an eyebrow. Really?
You sure?
Really? Like he's coming off that thing. Like is there any medical file of any player in the NFL that you couldn't fail them and strike a trade? But clearly something else is at play here. And my spidey sense is tingling that this isn't just, he's not recovering from his meniscus. It's like,
somebody didn't put on their wool socks because there's some cold feet in that Baltimore Ravens building.
Big time. So those are the 3 biggest plates we got spinning. Meanwhile, here among the Tire and Strip Club ads, the Brewers continue to prepare for their season. The Bucks dump another game to Phoenix where they tried a little harder and still lost by 15.
36 minutes of it. It was good.
Another 15-minute loss. And then we have, what's the plates? Of course, like Packers leaving. And every time we get off the air, there's Packers news. And yesterday's festivities included Romeo Doubs getting WR1 money from New England.
And big time cash and Rasheed Walker still sitting there. Yeah, we were like one white Bronco away from another June 17th, 1994 30 for 30 yesterday.
I would say like a Kirkland brand of that, but yes.
Right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We needed a big time stunner to add into it. But those are memorable ones yesterday. The Crosby thing is hilarious to me, where you have an organization that has been billed and prided upon being one of the best run, most honored organizations since they moved to Baltimore. And the Ravens do a botch yesterday, Drew, that the only thing that it's going to do is hinder them from making all and every move possible going forward.
Oh, yeah.
Not only from an agent side with players, but with every other team raising an eyebrow as to when is the other shoe going to drop and you potentially get cold feet, because that's the only way that this happens. He's 8 weeks out of a meniscus surgery. And according to Shefty, just put this out, and he had a statement from Neil Elitrosh, who did the surgery a couple of months ago. Like just got off crutches like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now,
I love that we're getting the surgeons' statements in there too, the orthopedists.
Well, because what you're ultimately doing is attacking potentially the work that one of the more distinguished guys and the dude that does just about every single knee surgery in the league. You're questioning the way that he and the way that the body's recovering from something there. There's obviously going to be personal feeling there and strife. And then you got 31 other teams saying, I don't necessarily know that I trust you. And I didn't believe that there was in any way possible a way that people would all feel bad for the Raiders. But now the Raiders might be coming out here with spending the most money and getting the best pass rusher on the market because they might not be able to trade him after that, Drew.
True. Imagine if you were a Ravens fan today. You think you got this. I mean, imagine if we were sitting there when we got Micah. Imagine if 2 days later someone took that toy away from you. Like, you know what I mean? On Christmas morning.
How many jerseys were printed?
I just can't imagine what would have happened around here. So imagine, I know if Ravens fans feel they wanted Maxx Crosby.
Do they then pivot?
Yeah.
To Trey Hendrickson?
I was going to say.
Not the same player.
No, but they'll feel a little bit better when they get Trey Hendrickson for a little bit less money and they get their 14th pick overall.
Well, and then, like, what about the tectonic plates? Like, if you're in Dallas, like, oh, well, we could have, like, maybe ready to run at that guy or Trey, and then we got Rashawn Gary, or do we go get both? Do we double up?
Well, this is your second chance, right?
Are the Patriots, you got to check swing now.
If you're telling your fan base or yourself that, man, we really should have done this, this is your chance to put your money where your mouth
chance
is.
To double up the way the Patriots might if they now have Doubs and if they pay A.J. Brown, too. And then they go get two guys. Like, oh, two's better than one.
Well, you saw a lot of different teams immediately say, well, we've already moved on. We've moved on. We're not planning on doing that. Well, plans change, brother. And I could imagine within the next 24 hours, there's a lot of plans that potentially change. Let's just get that trade consummated at the soonest possible moment. 3:01 Central today.
Giddy up.
When that new league year starts, that language filed to the league. Get the 4th round pick for Rashawn Gary and don't let them back out of this one because you don't want this to be the chain of events and all of a sudden you're in the collision and you don't get this nice little 4th round pick that we thought was a beautiful shiny object yesterday because you're right. The Doubs deal gives sizable wide receiver 1 money where the Packers might end up getting close to another 4th with him if the Malik Willis one doesn't ultimately turn into a 3rd round pick. They could be littered with 4 or 5 4th round picks going into next year. And Rasheed Walker still sitting out there is rather surprising to me. And I wonder if anybody in Green Bay ends up circling back. Like there starts to reach a point where you think everything's off the table because so many guys went within the first 12 hours. There are still good players. There's some really headline guys out there, but there's also now the vets, the second wave of free agency. And this is usually where the Packers start cooking.
This is
usually traditionally Packers free agent season.
The second layer.
Once the second wave starts hitting.
And to your other question.
Well, wait a minute. I was just going to say, because then you just gave me a little flashback because this is like the Nate Hobbs wave where they usually waters where they usually surf. Isn't that where they got them Nate Hobbs?
Sadly, they spent on him within the first 4 hours last year. They splashed quickly for him and Banks.
I forgot about that.
Right after they hit gold on day 1 with Jacobs and McKinney. And maybe this is the reaction to the Hobbs deal though, Drew, where it's like, hey, we did get burned last year on day 1. Why don't we sit back and do what we've always done? Let's do the comfortable thing.
Let it come to us. Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, you can't get so gun shy just because you missed on Jonathan Scope though. That's the thing I worry about.
There's a name from the past.
But hey, listen, and to your original question, when you spin all these stories and you ask what's the biggest story, all respect to Team USA. This is the United States of America. The NFL free agency is still the top story. And Maxx Crosby situation is still the number 1 story. This is still the U.S. This is still American football. So
yeah.
But like the thing,
1.
and the other one too, with how shocking both of them were last night, I kind of wondered if there was a hack. Like when I first got the notification, actually from Underdog Fantasy was the first one that hit the phone.
Wow, how about that?
The update. They had it before Shefty even had it. Now he was on a plane because we had to hear about that. I did like the suddenness of the memes that hit the internet of damn. Cleveland Browns are just looking at this, shaking their heads. Wait, you could back out of trades? What? There are so many different teams that are sitting back here saying, man, we could have gotten out of so many bad deals. And here's Jimmy Haslam calling into everybody in the Cleveland Browns organization. hey, see if we can rescind that thing from 3 years ago. See if there's any way that we can get a void in this situation. Hilarious from the Ravens last night. But I also do like the fact that the Bucs just slide on in there. 10,000 points for Kyle Kuzma. Surprising. Everybody's going to go on Bam Adebayo's 83. And the most surprising thing to me, it was that Kyle Kuzma's a 10,000 point scorer in the NBA.
It scored at 10,000 in this league and already too. I mean, that's kind of what it is. I thought maybe, near the end of his career, he would get one. Maybe that is close to it. But, that is pretty surprising. I didn't expect that either. It's just a hallucination of events. When you see the BAM number and when you see the WBC result and you see the Maxx Crosby situation and you're like, what is this real? What kind of reality is this that we're in?
What universe are we
in? The
in?
most normal thing is that Adam Schefter told everybody he was on a plane doing some work, like doing work from a plane or an unusual situation because he loves doing
Let
that.
everyone know he was grinding.
I'm in the shower. I had to pull into a cemetery parking lot to do this and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, I'm on a plane. Because you better believe he's getting the Wi-Fi when it's free agency.
And moments ago, rap sheet, Raiders star Maxx Crosby, now back from Baltimore with the trade and the Ravens being off, is headed back into the building in Las Vegas, ready to resume his training and rehab program. His mindset, Crosby is ready to play football for the Raiders, ready to move forward. Sure he is.
Wow.
Sure they are.
Right. I'm sure he's showing up that
he was looking for townhouses in Fells Point, and now he's right back doing power cleans in the facility in Vegas.
But I mean, like, I actually feel bad for him. I mean, like, this is kind of an embarrassing moment for Maxx Crosby, where like he's the belly of the beast. He's the conversation. He's what everybody wants to talk about in free agency. There's over $1 billion given out on contracts day one. Still, he's the headline story from a couple of days ago. And Drew, all he wanted to do was post that picture on his Instagram story with the Wire theme song as a backdrop as he's flying and landing into Baltimore last night. And instead, he's got to fly home salty. So now,
no crap case. And then with the Packers, with the release of Elgton Jenkins, they tried to pull over Rashawn Gary and get something for him. And apparently the medicals didn't work on that end. And they realized that they released him with an injury distinction.
And interesting from the cap experts or the police online that it's good and it's going to be important for Packers fans to be able to see if he makes it and is able to actually play with the Browns. Because otherwise some of that money would have ended up hitting their cap with the injury designation. But he goes to the Browns 2 years, $24 million. Good for him. But quickly, we don't like what we saw. That's why we moved on. Yeah, that was why Elgton Jenkins moved on. Right. The last year of Elton's tenure in Green Bay has provided some of the funnier conversations post what everybody would have just consensusly thought.
He's low-key had one of the more interesting story arcs of recent Packers because the first couple years, it looked like you're watching a guy who's going to ticketed for the Hall of Fame. And I don't mean the Packer Hall of Fame. I mean the one with the Century 21 jackets in Canton. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, we don't know. You're not going to get that.
We just got to bump him out. We got to play him a tackle. We got to play him a tackle.
Whoa. Like his first couple of years, the way he was playing is like, this guy is amazing. This guy is a Swiss Army knife. This guy is look at the skills he's showing. Look at the versatility. He's incredible. He's going to be a mainstay. He's going to play here 15 years. And not for long. NFL.
I wonder if there would be a cautionary tale against their cross training and continue to push versatility and everything mantra where, hey man, you got a guy that right now is a dude and a stud over at left guard. Maybe you just let him be a great left guard, but you always want to tinker. You always want a little bit more. You always want to get a little bit more squeeze out of that orange. And he just slides down to, but I still love last year, the holdout, waiting for the guaranteed money to come back after the position change. Well, Elton, how do you feel after that position change? I know you didn't work out in any of the offseason workouts and offseason team activities. I like the move. I actually brought it up. Oh, holy cow. Holy cow. It was your idea. I like that. I didn't even realize that. Let's check that one down. Elton brought it up. Great close to a good career in Green Bay. And now it could also net you a little bit of something maybe on the compensatory market next year. Who knows? We'll see.
Hot Take Hump Day is here. Oh, baby, it's halftime of the week. We'll get to halftime with Scott Dolphin coming up at about 6:30.
You got a feeling Mark DeRosa is going to get thrown around in Hot Take Hump Day.
Come on, Mark.
Sure.
Figure it out. He's got to be nervous watching this game. It better work out the way he wants, or a lot of people are going to be kind of side-eyeing that whole situation.
El Jefe himself, Jon Greenberg, joins us at 7:30. Admirals Not winning on the ice, winning at the gate.
Yeah.
They just wrapped up a
New
very
chance tonight,
successful
though.
homestand.
Yeah.
New chance tonight. We'll talk to El Jefe at 7:30, but we want your hot takes, 877-794-1973. You're in the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Wednesday, hump day in the good land. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app. Having some fun streaming as well. Love the conversations on the YouTube stream, X, Facebook, wherever you may be enjoying us, whether it's while we're doing this live or hours later. I'm glad you're hanging out with us.
Whenever you can get the show, the hot takes are going to hit the same way, right? I mean, hot take hump day works any single time that you consume it. And, some of this might ultimately be out of date once somebody listens to it, 20 minutes later, because who knows what possibly could happen. The
news moves fast after 8 a.m.
It moves fast after 8 a.m. when the rest of the world wakes up. It is crazy how that can happen.
Yeah.
But the reaction in the post-game feel is always one of my favorite parts. And today there's going to be a lot of people waking up saying, wait a second, USA lost? I thought they were supposed to bludgeon everybody by 10, and
then
instead
it
they're
compounds
dropping
with
one to
interest
Italy?
because of DeRosa, because not knowing that they had not punched their ticket and were not automatically through to the quarterfinals yet. And as Andy in West Bend points out, there's a 10-year Major League veteran and an Ivy League guy who didn't know the rules.
Dude.
How can oh boy, that's not a good look.
Well, and Drew, I've thought about the most thankless jobs in sports.
Oh, that's a good topic.
Manager of Team USA is right near the top of the list, right? Like
it's a no-win situation.
There's a no-win situation when you're the head coach of Team USA basketball, right? The only way we remember you is if you drop a game and you're the dumbest guy of all time. And this one ultimately played into it because he walked himself right into it. All he had to do was, Mark, I appreciate it, and I know you got a great day job. I actually think he's phenomenal on television. I love DeRosa on that morning show. He's awesome. His breakdowns, pause. Right when he's in the middle, right in the middle of a hit.
He's very good.
Look at this, load up on the back foot, pause, right there. His breakdowns are fun.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we take a break from the breakdowns. Maybe we just take a quick break, a good 15-day hiatus from going on every day. Because right now,
read the rules.
Right now, Drew, that MLB Central interview that he does daily is going to be must-see TV. That might do better numbers than the game last night, because I think there were a lot of people thinking,
especially when it was 8-0.
The real game was last night.
I think a real question for a lot of people is, you'd believe him when he says, even though he misspoke on that show, he walked into the game knowing that they weren't in it, and he managed thusly.
Oh, I'm sure someone correct. Like Billy said, there's a PR guy right after they said, all right, cut, like you're clear.
The main accusation is that he was derelict in his duty by not knowing and therefore managed that way. And I think that's the main debate right now going on with it, is if he truly did or not. Also, the players have to come through. I made jokes about Aaron Judge yesterday. He had a chance. Now, the reality is coming back from 8-0 is tough, so you don't want to get down 8-0. But he did have a chance to tie it up in the ninth, struck out, and that was the ball game. That's the reality of it. But, I mean, it's going to be tough because the way he walked into it, like you said, Billy, makes it a bad look. But I got to think, though, there's – maybe it's not his job to know every tournament rule. Then I go back and forth on this. Some staffer should know, let him know, maybe so, or that players should be like, you know what, we're out there to win anyway, and we should win these games no matter what he says. So
take some accountability. Know the rules yourself. Don't trust somebody else to know it for you. You're managing the team. When you are the coach of the team, that your job is to put everybody in the best position possible, not to make sure you hire the person to put you in the best position possible.
Yeah.
I totally get what you're saying, Armen.
I agree with you.
But you need to know this stuff. And now, but the players part, Drew, I think I do think that there's an interesting one. I was listening to it a lot this morning. Had a lot of time this morning. Was up a lot earlier than we had anticipated. With that thunderstorm, had woken everybody up and just found out now. Just went to bed. So I got a lot of screen time this morning. I got to listen to the Foul Territory boys do their post game show from last night, and Eric Kratz, former Brewer, was mentioning it with Todd Frazier, who played on a WBC team, won a WBC. I believe he was on that team with Yelich that won it. Played in a bunch of different Team USA World Juniors when he was coming up. And the way he had looked at it and discussed it was that there's always been a question if you are going to ever get all of your best pitching. Now, we did get it headlined with Paul Skeens is the name that everybody remembers, but this Nolan McLean, the McLean kid, came in yesterday. Hey, great stuff as a rookie. Great stuff as a rookie, but a rookie starting a game that you don't know if it's an important one, or you don't know if it is the most important game. I also do wonder, though, if he necessarily thought of it, Armen, and necessarily knew as he was managing it throughout the game, Because he did have Kershaw up later into the game. Kershaw walks up and rolls up and gives up 2 or 3 more, and tonight's game is almost completely moot.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's why people have a little spidey sense on that. Maybe another hot take for Hump Day is if you go 3-1 in pool play, you should be advancing to the next round. So maybe they should be playing a couple more games in pool play. We already know this is a small sample size sport. We already know that the variation is high in these situations. I mean, we know Chris Sainz can shut down Albert Pujols, and any given day in baseball, the worst team can sweep the best. Listen, it is what it is. You have to play the tournament the way you do. Maybe you add a couple more games, or maybe you add a couple Northern knock. I know it's a baseball tournament, so it's hard. But that's the other thing. That would
sound like adding double elimination, Drew, to the NCAA tournament.
That's right.
Right? Like, this is what you love about it. You like the fact that the games are that intense.
Hey, I'm old enough to remember that in the Final Four, they used to have a consolation game.
Third place
game. Can you imagine? Like, oh, we just got beat, and then we got to go play again. Like,
well, every other baseball tournament's a series, except for, I guess, the old Olympics games. They weren't, but yeah.
True.
Well, you could hear Joe Davis, Beloit College grad.
Indeed.
Stand up, Beloit.
He had mentioned it like throughout the game, like a little different energy in the crowd here tonight. You could tell that place was not nearly the same juice as it had the night before.
Mexico. Now the Mexico loss was draining, and emotional
game. And then you come back and don't necessarily have it that day
on any given day. Hashtag baseball. So on any given day, the U.S. could lose a shocker, and Bam Adebayo can score 83. And then a major trade can be rescinded. It's like, this is, again, the tectonic plates in sports are shifting. We are worlds colliding. But the one thing that's constant is on Wednesdays, we hump your hot takes, 877-794-1973. Let's start taking them now.
Come on now.
Because we're going to talk a lot about Bam. I mean, I'm sorry. Great feet, great night, great footnote. He's not immortal. He's not Wilt or Kobe. He's Bam Adebayo. Nice player, good career. But when I think of him, I think of Philip Humber and Scooter Gennett. Philip Humber, arguably, was with the White Sox. Like, he was like regarded as the worst guy to ever throw a perfect game.
Yeah, there were a couple
kind of
guys,
lucked into one.
He's the one.
Scooter Gennett.
Yeah,
probably the least hefty slugger to hit 4 homers in a game. Like it's an immortal act by a non-immortal guy who will not be remembered for anything other than the planets aligning on a given night, right?
Yeah, but I don't know what those guys, where they would be. Like, Bam's a Hall of Famer, though. Like, I mean, he's a 5-time first team all NBA defense, like 3-time All-Star. Like, so he's a really, really good player, Hall of Fame player. But
you just said, what's he known for? All defense. Yeah. He 83,
not dropping 83.
No.
But I don't necessarily know now. I didn't see the game, right? And I can't say that I was dialed in on Wizards. And
you're watching the Heat up 30 fouling so that they can get him more opportunities.
Yeah.
It's like, it was a little bit twisted.
It's kind of the same thing they did with Devin Booker a couple of years ago when he had his 70-point game. There was some action in there. I don't necessarily know, because, again, I haven't watched every moment of Kobe's 81-point game from a number of years ago. My hot take on it is, like, I don't necessarily know. This doesn't mean and isn't taking anything away from Kobe. It feels like so many people were like, now we need to protect Kobe Bryant's record and integrity.
That's what it was about for a lot of people.
It's all okay.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's all okay. Nobody's questioning how great Kobe Bryant was. Nobody is taking anything away from what Kobe Bryant did, from what happened last night 20 years ago. But it does feel like immediately the Dukes come up differently when Kobe's name gets invoked in anything.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Yeah, my hot take about that one is, to mention what you said, you don't remember the guys that did, like, the all-time assist leader was Scott Skiles in one game. That kind of reminded me of that. Like, you can have fluky nights, or these guys can have fluky nights. Mike Cameron had 4 home runs in a game.
Mike Cameron, Scooter Gennett.
Decent players, but not, crazy things. But my hot take for this last night would be, right or not, even if it's not correct, this does more to continue the pain of NBA perception from casual fans more than anything else. People are saying, all right, well, I already thought this league was a joke, but if we're in a world where Bam can score 83 points and shoot 40-some free throws, it's just making it worse. It's just whatever it's wrong or right, the perception.
You know why it
reality.
stings even more is because he did it against a team that swept the Bucks this year.
Yeah, that was the worst part. That was by far the worst part. I'm glad you mentioned that.
And that makes me think, all right, if Giannis is going to play, hey, Doc, let's get Giannis into the 80s.
Let's see how many points we can get the kid run up. Yeah, I like that.
What do we care? I mean, come on, like really? Are we really trying to find some offensive cohesion here? Like, are we really trying to run some sets? Like, no, let's just get Giannis the ball and get out of the way.
And I think,
but could Giannis make the free throws that Bam did to get there? He made like 40 some free throws.
Yeah, we would need a lot more attempts. Yeah.
Bam made what, 43 free throws?
He took 43. I think he went 37 of 43, something like that. Yeah,
in the last couple
like that. Yep.
Yeah, and it's fluky. They were fouling. Like up in the game, they were fouling to get him the ball.
But what wasn't fluky is my man having 31 in the first quarter.
That was
right. Like, quarter. I mean, him having 43 in the first half wasn't fluky.
No.
The last bit where they're getting him the last 15 points, that's the one that'll wash over it.
They were force feeding. Yeah.
But like, I mean, throughout the rest of the game, from what you could tell, it was not necessarily just like get the ball to Bam night. I get it, Armen, but like I also think there's a certain amount of people that are already set in their belief.
Absolutely.
And to your point, like it will be more, dirt that you can shovel onto it. But I don't know that those people want to watch the NBA.
I agree, but
I don't know that there's anybody that is going to be that offended of what happened last night that is asking and hoping to come back to being an NBA fan.
Yeah, this is confirmation bias. I totally agree by those people who are already looking for a reason to say, hey, the NBA stinks, the NBA is a joke. Totally agree. But the question is, how do you eventually change their perception? How do you turn that ship around? And you might think on the surface, hey, a night like this might draw attention. People will see an incredible feat and say, wow. And I don't think it will. I'm not saying that that's right, Billy, and you're totally right. It's a lot of confirmation bias. Those same people will just use this as fuel to say the thing with Kobe or, Jordan had 63 and it was a million times more impressive in one game. That might be just the way it is, and there's no way around it. But the foul, once the highlight hits the internet of the fouling at the end is when it really, really affects people in that one. But you're right, Billy. Some people are just going to be set in their ways. And there's no change in their mind. We're so dug in at this point.
Bam scored 83. Previously, his career high was 41. And before that, it was 38. You add those two together, and it's not 83. And then the ultimate.
Career high in the first half.
The ultimate.
That was wild.
That's wild. Then the ultimate, put on your Kevlar cup because here comes a kick. It was just last week when the Bucks played the Celtics and scored 81 points as a team. Bam outscored the Bucks.
I mean,
against the Celtics.
I mean, that's emotional damage.
I think he's outscored them 3 times.
There have been 11 games this season in which a team failed to score 83 points, and the most recent was the Bucks last week.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, but I did just have the Denzel moment. When you said 11, there was a sudden thought where I thought it was all Bucks.
Right, so
you could have actually convinced me that all 11 feats were.
There are 11 guys in NBA history who have scored 70 points in a game.
Mm-hmm.
Wilt did it 6 times. Yep. Kobe, Luka, David Thompson, unbelievable Skywalker, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, David Robinson, Elgin Baylor, Joel Embiid, and Devin Booker. So Bam casts his lot with those guys.
What's the funny thing is when we talk about this game and, was it gimmicky because the fouling? The 100-point game by Wilt was the most gimmicky of all. I mean, if you really look at that game and what was going on in that game, it was the ultimate gimmick game. Wasn't even on TV. They played it in Hershey. Some people think it doesn't exist. Now, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but that is the funny thing of how we look at different feats from the past and the future.
There are not much like in some ways, Wilt is like Babe Ruth.
Yes.
I think he played like 100 games in his career that might have been televised, so there's not that much film of him.
Mm-hmm. What it comes down to is we want what we perceive as the all-time greats to do those feats. That's what I believe. You don't
think there was anything gimmicky about Wilt taking 63 shots in that game?
I know it was, and the thing was, you can't see video of it, so there wasn't. It was easy to create a mystical kind of mythical, logical story around it because people couldn't see it for their own eyes and say this is kind of silly. But Wilt made the game silly also back then. It was just a different era, a different time.
Changed most of the rules.
He changed everything because everything he did was superhuman. So I don't know. It's just, I think in terms of sports fans and Americans, we want those great feats to be done by somebody we see as an all-time great of the sport.
Yeah,
we would have been like if Bo Jackson hit 4 homers in a game. That's different, because Bo was a superhuman figure. But
and the rest of them, again, it's going to be in the dustbin of history. But here it is. What else you got on a Tuesday night in Miami?
It'll be fun to click on during this basketball reference research like I'm doing right now and be like, damn, Luka Luka scored 70 and shot 75% from the field. That's
Right.
crazy.
It's pretty crazy.
Wait,
Bam
he was
shot.
under 50% from the floor? That doesn't
Bam-
make sense.
No, that's
Bam
a bigger.
Bam
Luka's
took
got other problems.
43 shots. 43 shots.
43 shots.
That's the most in a non-overtime game since Kobe took 50
Yeah.
shots in his final game of his career.
But when you see like Jordan putting up 63 against the 86 Celtics in the playoffs,
That's
there's an
different
obvious
level.
difference. Even though they both were taking all the shots.
Different level.
I mean, it's like
All right.
Luka's got other problems, Billy.
Get us your hot takes, 877-794-1973. Got some good ones holstered up for you today. It's going to be some fun. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. What a night. Italy over the U.S. Bam Adebayo scores 83 in Maxx Crosby's trade. Not so fast. What a morning. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen. Wow. Armen's just rocking over there.
That's a good one.
I have no idea why.
That's a good one.
I was in the mood.
Hey, you hit Let's Groove last break. You fire this in. Now we're really talking.
It's hump day, baby.
Wow,
It's hot take hump
It's
day.
hot take hump day. 877-794-1973. Get us your hottest of hot takes on any topic. Bam Adebayo with 83. Is it tainted? It's going to go down. Did you see Giannis's reaction when informed?
Just stunned by 43 free throws. Was that the number that caught him off guard? Was there a little bit of celebration? Now him and Bam are kind of boys.
But by the way, the Heat's next game will be against the Bucks.
Oh, good.
They play
So what is he going to score?
Tomorrow? I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, he's taking the night off then, right?
And Giannis said, "We'll try not to let him score 83. He's going to score 82, so we'll do our best for him to score 82, not 83."
What I appreciate about Giannis is no
that.
matter what's going on, he's always got a joke.
But Giannis said
he's always cracking something. I love that about him.
So Giannis was told that Bam scored 83 points and took 43 free throws on the way. And Giannis said, quote, "It doesn't matter how you got there. All that matters is you got it. Like in 10, 20, 30 years from now, no one's going to remember how many free throws he shot. I don't think I remember how many shots Kobe shot or how many free throws he made or threes. All you remember is 81. Wilt, 100. You don't remember how they got there. So at the end of the day, he got 83 points.
I like him vouching for him a little bit. That's nice of him.
Here's the
brotherhood.
thing with what do the Bucks have left? 18, 20 games, something like that.
I think we have to paint ourselves that many more times. Yep.
So, and again, the Bucks thing now, it's been a debate. We talked about it on Saturday on the TV show I do in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. I love that show.
Sports
Big 12
Saturday.
Sports. My favorite one.
Right. Should Giannis be playing? And you can look at it and say no, but selfishly, it's like if he's going to be traded this summer, you want as many opportunities to see him in the Bucks jersey as possible. And why not now make it a mission to get Giannis into the 80s?
Yes.
Let's just have an organizational
go crazy with
Doc,
this.
let's go. How many can Giannis score? And if he's feeling it, and some nights he may not be feeling it, but if he gets 25 in the first quarter,
you roll it.
Then you just abandon everything else. Just feed him and see what we can do. Now, you have to cherry pick the opponent. Like they didn't do it against the Wizards and they didn't do it against some of the Dregs, but do they have another game against Dallas?
We get the Pacers. We get the Pacers next Sunday. This Sunday would be a great opportunity for it. He's put up 55, one of his career highs against the Pacers.
So
take the ball and fight somebody on the way out.
To the point though, Bam Adebayo, 83 points. It's the second most. He passed Kobe. He's in the record books.
Yeah.
You can't take that off the board, right? But Giannis's 50 in the clinching game of the finals will always be more impressive.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
And obviously it's when you do it. It's how you do it.
Yeah,
It's the
that
way,
was
what
immortal.
It means.
I remember when I was in the building that night and Armen, you were too. And it was just like, it's washing over you. Like the Bucks are going to win a title for the first time in my sentient life.
It felt non-reality almost.
And then it was like, okay. And then the only drama was, will he get to 50? I'm like, that will be immortal. I was sitting with my sprout who now works for the Bucks. I'm like, this will be, he needs to get to 50. And he did. And then celebrated the next day at Chick-fil-A.
God, that's the best. He's one of us. It was kind of one of those, I realized afterwards everyone was focused on the 50 and I was focused on just making sure we won.
Well, you're a team guy.
That was
you're we, not me.
Well,
I'm an Eeyore at the end. And I'm like, we cannot blow this lead now. Like, I'm like
8 with 14.
I was at a game.
I don't know. This is crazy. I'm
ago.
like, get the ball to Chris. Because Pat just missed a couple. Get the ball to Chris. But then I'm like, all right, I guess we're okay now, I guess. I'm like, because, you never know. Devin Booker might hit. Jay had a big night. Frank Kaminsky was killing us that night. I'm like, we can't let this go down.
Yeah, it was after the Middleton, the one Middleton 15-footer that you could really start feeling it.
That's the
But Drew, just as the energy was inside, not nearly as raucous or as centralized, but just outside, there was a big guy next to me that had like a 30-foot boom that he put his camera up on. Now, this was 5 years later, he would have had a sick drone and it would have been awesome.
Yeah, would have been.
But he goes, we're going to get some pretty cool shots, brother. And my man sitting there with the iPad, just looking at all the aerial shots. We're going like, I did get a little Armen moment. All right, let's put that thing down there. Our 2.5 minutes to go. Let's not be blocking anybody's eyes here for the next minute.
And I know you're looking for content. You're probably in the content business.
He's in it.
I'm in the let's
So-
make sure we don't blow this business. Yeah.
March 15th, Sunday, 2:30 tip against the Pacers. Great opportunity for the 70 burger. You want to do it at home, right? Otherwise, you do go to Utah. Bucks don't necessarily play great against
And
Utah.
you don't want that because the altitude.
That's going to be a tough
Not
one.
going to happen, right?
Tuesday night, March 31st, home against Dallas.
That's not bad.
Drew, that's a possibility for
They've
it.
lost, 8 out of 10 or something. They're tanking hard.
Now, the problem is we're going to have to get Cooper out of that game, right? Like, I think he starts playing too hard. He might not be as complicit as whatever we're wearing the Wizards jerseys yesterday. Maybe the best opportunity, though, for it, you circle it right here, and potentially one of his last home games, if indeed he would get moved at the end of the year. Sunday, April 5th, 2:30 tip against the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh,
I mean, if he's not
that's
dropping 80 on
let's
that
go.
day,
That's it.
then
right
we're
there.
going to have
treat
some
that
problems.
like Kobe's last game of his career. Get him 50 shots.
Every single shot possible. Every single one.
Yeah.
And then shower him with so much love. He didn't want to leave. He can't leave at that point. He's feeling too good about what's going
That'd
on.
be
He's feeling too
amazing.
much love.
Or he puts up 80
Is
and
that
you get
farewell?
like 5 first-round picks. You get a couple
Yeah,
of good star players.
I mean, high value is always good. You know.
All right. 877-794-1973. Get us your hottest of hot takes. We are going to be trafficking in them all morning this morning. And there's plenty. Like we said, the top stories, World Baseball Classic, shocker. U.S. loses to Italy. Is it shocker? Yeah, I guess it is. Then you have the Maxx Crosby trade rescinded.
Hilarious.
You have, of course,
Hilarious.
Bam Adebayo scoring 83. Packers losing more people. Romeo Doubs getting WR1 money. And so basically the Packers traded Romeo Doubs for Sky Moore.
Which, you know what?
Another Western Michigan guy.
As long as he returns more kicks than McCole Hardman did last year,
Oh yeah.
it'll be a good
good
deal.
transaction.
And he was good last year
And
with returning kicks. 2 Ys in Sky, by the way. in
It's
case
so
you're
funny
wondering.
because which fan
Kinda like
base
the
is
vodka.
which
Yes.
fan base is more upset about the Romeo Doubs transaction? Packers fans who hope that maybe they could bring him back, or Patriots fans who are like, that's not the guy we want. Look at his numbers. They're diving into the numbers, not realizing that Romeo Doubs is legit. And they're like, he's never had 100
It's a
receptions.
lot of money, though.
He's never had 100 targets.
Yeah.
Give him 100
Yeah.
targets
I
and see what
mean,
happens.
see what
He's
happens.
good. He's a good player. He's good.
He's a
Obviously.
solid player, and like they know, and I think Elliot Wolf knows what he's doing.
He got the Christian Kirk reaction yesterday a little bit, but everybody was letting you know they was going to be close. It was going to be close to that.
Absolutely. And then it's like, well, where's Kyler Murray going? The slow play in the quarterback market. What's going on? We'll discuss it all on Hot Take Hump Day on the Huddle.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to send our guys after you and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Hot Take Hump Day is here. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters where there were some storms last evening.
Woo. We lost a little power last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you did?
Yeah, I lost it for a couple of minutes.
We were
there.
lucky not to.
Little sudden change.
Man, that's tough.
I
How
slept
long,
through unabated. Did not realize that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it happened. All I know is that it went out because the lights were flashing.
Sure.
It's Armen's most angry and thing that causes him the most frustration in the house, changing the clocks.
The clocks.
So I realized that the clocks were wrong on the coffee maker and
baby.
the stove, and that was about it. I had slept through it. Nobody else in the house did, but
No,
I did.
Of course not. You know, working through this shift is one thing you worry about, obviously getting up, is the alarm clock. And I've always had this fear that if the power went out, my alarm would mess up. So, you got the phone alarm now, thankfully, because you
I was
can
just
leave
going
it
to say,
uncharged.
are you using an old school alarm clock?
I used to, but now I'm using two. And I bought a new alarm clock that is also battery powered. So you get
there
you plug
you
it
go.
in with the
there
battery
you go.
backup. See, your boy's thinking now.
Oh,
Your boy's thinking
Look
now.
at you.
But
Always,
I was worried about the power last night. I mean, it was thundering and lightning, obviously, and the rain was so thick it sounded like hail. So I kept thinking it was hailing out there. But I don't think it did. But I just
If
thought it was
did,
hailing.
you should call your insurance provider.
Absolutely.
So you can get
Definitely
the roof
should.
replaced.
Absolutely.
I don't know that it was hailing here. I did see some online. You can see some sweet things. Some storm chasers in Illinois. There were some really devastating tornadoes down in Illinois, Indiana area. One guy was holding up a piece of hail, Armen, 5 inches in diameter.
That's pretty wild.
The world record size hail in the state of
yeah,
Illinois
yeah,
has been
yeah.
recorded. We did it. You could tell the excitement in my man's smile right there that he had found it.
The storm chasers or the cloud chasers? What did you? The cloud chasers? Oh, the storm chasers. Is that what you said? Yeah, the cloud chasers.
Yeah. All right, so
Wow, the guy was shooting content. He's got an
exactly.
app. What are we upset
He's
about?
shooting content, right? Yeah, I'm sure.
storms from Texas to Illinois. We didn't get it
Follows
that
you
badly
too.
compared to a lot of other places. Holy cow. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talking text line. Hot Take Hump Day. Let's open the bidding. Hot takes in this college basketball tournament season. This one is perennial that Wisconsin high school basketball needs a shot clock.
No, that's an easy one. Yeah.
That's an easy one. But that's what you think about, like that game. It needs to evolve with the rest of the country.
Very good
But
one.
here's
yes.
one for you. And this is
Who
one
would
that
operate it?
this one came up yesterday, and of all places, at my dentist office.
Let's go.
The NCAA tournament, college basketball that we all love so much, and everybody's going to about to be transfixed by college basketball. Like, when are they going to ditch the 20-minute halves and go to 4 quarters?
Good question.
And
People have been
could they
wondering
think about now that guys are pros playing 4 12-minute quarters? Do we expand the game at all? Do we need to stick it to 40 minutes? But why don't they do quarters?
Okay.
Especially with the built-in TV timeouts
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, wouldn't it be a smoother product and experience if we had quarters. Even high school used to have halves, but now it's quarters.
They were talking about this for a while. I've been talking about this years ago about why haven't they done it yet? Make it industry standard with the rest of basketball and things like that.
Well, to me,
I mean, women's play the quarters.
The women's play the quarters. The one to me that the hot take that I would have on that, actually, I don't mind the college one, and I would wonder when the NBA would join every other basketball league in the world and play 40-minute games.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They are legitimately the only league that you find that plays 48 minutes. And for a sport that all we hear about is how difficult it is to play, how much longer it is to play, how much more running there is.
10-minute quarters, college basketball, 4 10-minute quarters, standard.
Maybe that's your solution for less games, Steve.
I was just going to say, and what it ultimately would do, now I can't do all the math right here, but it would cut down a certain amount of games. It would cut down an amount of games that you end up playing. If you're cutting 8 minutes off per night, what is that? 6 games? Yeah. Every sixth game, you're shaving off 1 game played.
College basketball, you already have the 5 media timeouts per half, and then like one of them's a quarter break. Like, how is that even? I mean, it doesn't seem to change the flow that much. I'm sure like Greg Gard would probably say, "No, Drew, you're missing out. We want to have the flow or the way fouls are accumulated and stuff."
But
would it matter?
I think they'd adjust. I think they'd adjust. I'm sure there's reasons they like the routine of it, but I think they'd adjust. What I think is weird, Billy, by the way, I did that 8 minutes and 82 games and then divide by 40. So that's 13.6 games you'd be saving right there.
And right in the wheelhouse where you said we need to play 70 games.
You wouldn't have any more 83-point nights though from Bam.
I bet the under on that, brother.
I mean, they'd find a way.
I bet the under on that, brother. If I saw the way they were playing it last night towards the end of the game.
Here's the weird thing about that though, with the halves and the quarters. All right. Now I was talking to our friend Deja Smith Jenkins. Deja, coach at Whitefish Bay Dominican, tough loss in the tournament, but they won the regional championship. The women in high school in Wisconsin play halves. Now, why does that happen? Now you're talking about industry standard. So in the women's game, the WNBA plays quarters. Women's college plays quarters, so why do we play halves in women's high school in Wisconsin? That doesn't seem right? That seems bizarre. They used to play quarters when I was in high school, Billy. Now this is getting to be a long time ago, isn't it? I didn't realize that because I remember them playing quarters. Yet you have boys high school playing quarters, boys, NBA, men's NBA playing quarters, but halves in college, I don't really get it. I mean, that's kind of weird. In 1951,
they were doing 4 10-minute quarters of basketball in the NBA and the NCAA. By 1954, the NCAA went back playing halves. The NBA kept the quarters. And,
I guarantee they were
and added 2 minutes to each, resulting in the current 12-minute quarters that still exist. But, the longer halves, I guess they say fewer stoppages. I don't know. I mean, it seems like the 5 media timeouts would be just deferred somewhere different. And it all traces to TV, probably because the rights deals are all cooked with these certain amounts of breaks and
sold out for 15 years on end. And then they've probably got the 2039 NCAA tournament already sold.
And in the 50s,
so true.
In the 50s, they wanted to do it to
increase scoring.
Well, to decrease stalling because teams would run the 4 corners.
But that's pre-shot clock, obviously.
And now that you have the shot clock, that seems kind of moot and quaint. So,
is there any reason why you would stop? You would not go back to it because all it would do is incentivize more stoppages and reviews towards the end of a quarter?
I think that's one thought, maybe. I mean, to think about it,
we'd have to add 1 or 2 more video replays that would take another 4.5 minutes. Maybe that's the only saving grace of it. But I don't know if there's a flow deal. I think the easiest flow is make more shots. That might be.
Let's be honest. I think people just don't like change. That's probably the biggest thing. I mean, I can't give you a good argument why the college shouldn't go away from halves, other than I'm just used to it and I kind of like tradition. But the NBA did go to the circular shot clock. If you guys remember that, that's like the international shot clock. So that's like, it's the same clock. It's the same thing. It's just the clock, the physical clock looks like a circle. You know what I mean? Instead of that cube.
So no corner edges.
No corner edges. Yeah. So it looks more European. I don't know if that's like Daktronics doesn't do it anymore. It's Tissot. I don't know what company that's like a watch company. Tissot, whatever. There you go. I'm an American, sounds like.
Come on, let's culture ourselves. I know, right? Bit.
So if you want to institutionalize the game and make it more industry standard to the world game, you would think at some point maybe
with more and more international players and your best players being international players, I think it makes sense. And it does also, it just eliminates and solves the biggest problem that you have right now, which is saying that the season's too long.
Too long.
Well, let's shorten it by 12 games by playing 8 less minutes a night, 2 less minutes a quarter.
Interesting.
And guess what, Drew? We can still sell the same amount. We can still sell the tickets for the exact same price.
Same price.
And we can still get the exact same
amount of jerseys.
How is Bam going to score 83 then?
That's it, right?
I'm telling you, they're finding a way. You saw last night, guys. They're finding it. They're finding a way. They'll find a way. Maybe it'll be a 60-point night. But the way scoring blows up, like you can't tell me it would be a record book.
Well,
problem.
the 4-point shot will be there by that time. So
that's true.
All right. So but here's the other thing. In
dunks.
this era of manipulation and prop bets and the slippery slope, we got one foot on the banana peel, right? Of sports with this. When you have a team up 20 or 25, whatever they won by 20 something, like 150, 129.
Yeah, 150, 129.
When you have a team in the lead in the waning minutes fouling intentionally, that is not in the spirit of competition. And that is not like, should there be an investigation of some sorts? Was there a late like Kalshi bet? Did someone bet or in game? Did they bet like, oh, they're going to manipulate. They're going to get him over. Let's push this.
That could always happen, regardless of a Bam night. I think this is more about Bam, right?
I'm saying, but this is like, but if in the league, like, is this a good look for the league to have a team that's up 20 fouling intentionally? Like,
no, it's not a good look.
It's not a good look.
The perception is bad, but I don't think for the betting aspect.
You're manipulate, but how do you ignore that now?
Well, I'd like
10 years ago, you'd see this and you wouldn't have any suspicions. But now you're like, wait a minute, somebody offshore.
But if there's nobody's booking that. No, nobody's booking, to score 60 points. No one's booking to score 70. No one's going there.
But again, then
live total.
You're doing live, and it's like the fact that you can bet live in game.
Here's my problem.
But to me, the problem is, and this is where I have
the Heat locker room text a buddy saying, "Hey, we're going to force feed."
This is honestly where I get almost more, and this would be my hot take: is the thing that I hate the absolute most are the injury forgivenesses, or the team, or the book comes out and says, "We apologize for this. We're going to change this, and you're going to get this back as this guy got taken out in the end of the first quarter." That's gambling, brother. Like you hit place bet. You allow and surrender anything and everything that is going to happen in that game to it. You also could have bet that exact same thing. He could have blown out his ACL and then you would have lost.
It's
right?
Just as likely to help a better than hurt a better.
And last night, the bigger one for the gambling line, the worst one, the most egregious one would be if you were a Hornets -3.5 better, where my man for Portland hits a changing 3 half-court buzzer beater with down 5 to lose by 2, and that flips the money. That's the one that's a lot more egregious and a lot more frustrating there.
Someone showed a video the other day of a guy who's like his over-under for him was like 18 or 18.5, and he had
Kevin Durant had, I think his over-under was 19.
There's somebody missed like crappier than that just had
free throws.
That took a 3 and just it went like over the top of the backboard. It was such a horrible attempt. It's like, wait a minute, is this guy even trying? And it was like he didn't want to hit it because he didn't want to go the over.
Well, he didn't have to take
and it's
the
just
3.
like everything now raises that suspicion. You can pull out any highlight and go, is he shaving? Is he cutting?
Can I say something about that? I guess this is a hot take I have on Hot Take Hump Day. And I see a lot of that now. I'm not naive enough to think it never happens. Of course, there have been examples throughout history of sports where some guys have been on the, compromise.
We got one every couple of months.
It happened in college. But most of the time, 99.9% of the time, and I see people posting these clips now all over the place. There's accounts dedicated to shady stuff happening in games where they think it's rigged.
The Malik Beasley cut-ups after his testimony.
So I know it does happen sometimes. I'm not saying it doesn't, but most of the time, my hot take is all these people whining about everything being rigged now, or just people whining they lost their bets. I mean, that's what I think it is more than anything else. I mean, it's still, I think, unlikely that is happening most of the time. And anytime you lose your bet and you think you should have won it, that's where everyone go, the games are rigged. And it's getting kind of annoying for me because I'm like, no, you just lost your bet and you're salty about it. All right. If something crazy would have happened for you to win your bet, you would have thought it was your own genius that won the bet for you. So let's not think we're any better than we are and think we're so smart we should win every bet. I know this is like a little bit of a betting hot take. I think a lot of people just whining they lost their bets.
I don't want to pour cold water on this flaming hot take that you think majority of games are not fixed. Like I do believe there's people that will at any point in time believe that there's somebody else pulling some strings.
Oh, I know that.
Packers
Believe it.
Packers up 21-3. Are you serious?
Yeah.
This is what happens. You're gonna drop
this game's
down.
rigged.
Watch this one because you have great commercials like the Buffalo Wild Wings one where my man hits the button and the game goes to overtime.
Armen, you just romantically posted the first 3 minutes of a playoff game from a couple decades ago.
I did
not.
I did. I retweeted someone.
Okay.
There was an argument going around the internet about the first 3 minutes of the Jazz Bulls championship game and the style of basketball and if it's better or worse than it used to be.
All right. So you posted that. Let's put those 3 minutes up against the last 3 minutes of Heat Wizards from last night.
Yeah. But what's the point?
Which one's the atrocity and which one is,
I understand that they're. So what are you saying that that means it's rigged?
I'm just saying like this is where the league is. Like what as a league, where would you rather be? Like should there be an investigation? Should Silver even announce an investigation until last night? Or is there some kind of memo saying, oh hey? Because didn't it seem like the Wizards were complicit? Obviously,
yeah. To manipulate
the refs were in on it a little bit too.
Maybe that I can't. I don't know.
Like,
yeah,
I mean,
I'd have to go back and watch. I guess.
I get it. Like I don't know that many people are that upset about it. Like I do get like you.
There's some Kobe fans that are probably mad.
That's the thing. Like it's all because, but nobody's taking anything away from Kobe.
No,
everybody needs to chill out on this.
Right.
Like just because somebody else is great doesn't mean we're taking away anything from a guy who's not going to be able to put anything else on his resume. Like we don't need to protect him anymore.
But that's where we're at now on social media.
I don't understand that.
But Bam Adebayo doubled his career high last night. I mean, that was like, it's like
he scored 43 and a half.
He's not, but again, like you just said,
weird. I mean,
it's
but
crazy.
That's
it's
what makes
weird.
That's what makes it something we're talking about in a regular game. Crazy things happen in sports. That's why we like it. But it is crazy.
When Scooter Gennett had 3 home runs in a game, was the other pitcher grooving one, hoping he could hit fourth? Like, didn't it seem like that's what the Wizards were kind of doing? Like,
did it look like Chad Patrick was doing that when Ohtani hit his 3rd bomb last year in the world in the NLCS?
Did Bartolo groove one of Juan Pierre when he hit a homer after Jose Fernandez died? Like, he could have. Like a lot of people have said that he understood the assignment, but no one wants to talk about it.
Still got to hit one out.
So the
Ripken All-Star home run.
The Ripken. There you go. There's one that
Was
I
that
don't know.
Groove pitch?
Or maybe guys are just good at baseball and every now and then can hit a home run. I mean, is that possible?
Well,
too?
there is that, but that's where we're at, and that's what the gambling has done: the scrutiny and the skepticism on feats.
Yeah, but I say this is a lot of nonsense by people that believe these type of things most of the time. I think a lot of it is. I don't know. I just think a lot of it is Occam's razor.
Some of it is the loser's lament, I'll grant you. But also, anybody, even people who weren't betting last night, they're starting to look at things differently, askance, and starting to like.
Good word.
You're watching guys. Hey, what did this guy do? What was the spread? And then why did he go down and take that uncontested layup against the gentleman's agreement that has stood for a long time, where you dribble out the clock? Why did he do that? What was the spread? What was his over/under total? Like what?
Last night to me doesn't do any of that. To me, that would be like Jordan Davis blocking the field goal and running it back for a touchdown and flipping the spread in the NFL games. Or the guys that end up sliding down a yard or two away from the end zone. I get it. I totally do. That everybody is looking at everything with a fine-tooth comb. I also believe that it's mostly people that don't bet, never want to bet, hate it. And everything will always be evil that has anything to do with sports.
So they want to have an agenda on it.
Yeah. But you also got to stand somewhat vigilant on the wall and make sure that we aren't sliding into the abyss where stuff just goes and slides, because you have to be watching this stuff.
Both are true. Both are true.
Right?
I mean, I don't have to. They have people that get paid to do it. Like they have millions upon millions of dollars.
Investor, you should though, because you're
no. What I'm saying is there's millions upon millions of dollars being invested in by the people that I invest my money with, that I'm not going to be the one that's going to say if something's on the up and up. There's a lot more money and a lot more people that are a lot smarter and have a lot more access than anything me tinfoil hat on my couch.
Are you saying the industry has to be aware?
But I'm looking at I'm looking at it's sports is the pioneer of this, but there's betting markets and the futures markets and the poly markets
on the Oscars.
Someone can bet $1 million that the supreme leader in Iran is going to be deposed within 24 hours, and then it happens 3 hours later, and you got to go, well, where did that bet come from? Who
but also here's the deal, and this is Armen, turn the music down. We cannot continue to glam the poly market, prediction market with legal sports betting. They are not the same. One is completely unregulated and borderline completely illegal. The other one is through multiple versions of legislated and governed pieces. Like considering Kalshi and Caesars the same, it is so far and away not the same.
True.
Like that is blasphemy, and honestly, it's degrading to the reputation of both.
But it only takes one 19-year-old college kid to manipulate in a tournament game or something. It's like one kid can impact.
But again, true. But
so it's just like we.
But
need
then
the
he'll go to
firewall.
jail and he'll never be able to play again.
We hope so. Yeah, we hope so.
No, we are
caught.
seeing that. We have seen it every single year that all of these guys are
get
doing
caught,
it now.
But how many guys aren't getting caught? That's the thing.
I don't believe there are guys not getting caught.
You have to be able to trust the integrity of the action. Is all I'm saying.
Well, true, but I don't. Again, this is me firmly saying that those people that are doing that are being eradicated damn near instantly in all of sport.
They've been getting up. And they do a good job getting them. I think
there was a time when DraftKings had their thumb on the scale. They kind of got caught a little bit, but they were cooking their books a little.
But again, when there was no eyes on it, now it is the most eyes ever. So if there's I disagree with the
manual classes and stuff like that. They get caught now.
Again, they're catching them and they're
doing a good job catching them.
They caught some steroid guys and some guys slipped through. It's not always perfect. It's like I'm just saying I'm not saying it. I'm saying we have to remain vigilant.
Well, nothing's 100%.
No, yeah.
Can I make a correction? I said Juan Pierre. I meant D. Gordon. My apologies to D. Gordon Strange. I meant D. Gordon.
Exactly.
I got it mixed up. Sorry about that.
That's okay, Armen.
I think that
it's still early.
That addition to the name might be one of my favorites of all time.
Strange, yeah, D. Gordon Strange.
D. Gordon Strange. Did he do that pre or post PED?
Good question. I don't know. That's probably wanted to change up.
Now you want to talk about PED?
Yeah.
My man hits the batting title, gets booked right after he hits the 5-year, $80 million. That's
right.
Somebody's got to investigate that.
Yeah.
877-794-1973. We've reached halftime of the week, halftime of the show. Scott Dolphin's going to pop in next. We'll see if he eats another slice of chocolate cake.
He just might go 3 for 3.
It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's halftime of the Huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. We are joined by Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall. And Dolph, our buffet is just bountiful today.
Yeah, I'm going to take that sliced chocolate cake out of here so
Yes,
it doesn't tempt
please
me anymore.
do.
I've had it 2 days in a row.
I was wondering if you would go
No.
for day 3.
No,
triple up.
And I could go for day 4 too. There's 2 left in
There's
there.
2
throw
left.
it away.
They're all yours if you want
You
them.
guys are the best.
I was going
throw
to
it
give you
away.
1 per day. That was my
So-
goal.
Yeah.
Is to
How
feed
nice
every
of
day.
you. Were you going to get him
Thank
a new
you.
one at any point?
Oh, I thought it was nice. I was thinking about him, but a new what? Oh, a new
Like a
box of
fresh
cake?
cake, yeah.
Yeah, well, that one's done. Yeah,
Yes.
You're the best. Armen.
we're not wasting any food.
We're sifting through like all the big news. Maxx Crosby trade rescinded. Bam Adebayo scores 83, and U.S. loses to Italy.
How about
So
that?
We're boycotting pizza and pasta and lasagna today for 24 hours.
And just reading the tiebreaker rules, my brain about exploded this morning. So they
Yeah.
can still make the quarterfinals. If
Still, but they need help.
Mexico scores, is it 4 runs or
4 runs or
more?
less.
Or less. Or less.
4 runs or less.
Per
Then
9.
they don't make it, right? Then they don't get in. If Mexico scores 5 or more, then the
they're in.
U.S. is in.
Italy
Yep.
beats Mexico, the U.S. is in, I think.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, because then the just head-to-head is the first tiebreaker in all of it. Yep. And Dolph, I'm with you because I do have investments at the Potawatomi Sportsbook that are coming down to the pool winners. And I didn't realize there was going to be math involved. Like, I thought the biggest math was going to be how I spend the money I win at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Instead, I'm counting up run differentials and per 9 innings. I got my calculator app out. I did not more than I bargained for.
That's
Dolph.
not a baseball problem you should have in March, Billy.
No.
Differentials.
No, it should not be. We should be worried about that in September.
Yeah.
I also, and again, what is the criteria? Are there actual rules for these teams as far as, I mean, can you have was a grandfather twice removed?
Great question.
Yeah.
I mean, Zimmerman, Rangers pitcher, was pitching for Italy last night. You just wonder what's
How
the
Italian
connection
is
here?
he?
Because I hear about these sports fans always whining about the Olympics, whining about how, should they be playing for this country and citizenship? And none of these guys are from their actually. I mean, there are some, obviously, but half the Italy team or most of the Italy team is all American major leaguers. And they're saying stuff like, hey, it's weird to be going against my country.
Yeah. Well, I know Sal
then you
Fraley
should
considered it, right? He was going to play for Team Italy. And then there was a rumor of
He
that
did last
anyway.
time.
I
He
don't
did
blame.
last time
I
they
don't
played.
blame guys for playing if they get a chance to
remember,
play. It is what it is. But it is. I mean, if you're gonna be consistent, if you're gonna whine about the Olympics,
You're
having
right,
shady
Armen.
rules,
And people are way more used to it now. I remember when A-Rod played for the Dominican
What a loser's
Republic,
lament,
people about lost their minds.
Yeah,
You know, being a
that's
Miami
true.
guy.
Miami guy.
Feels kind of like a loser's lament, though, if we're worried about these other teams taking major league guys. I mean, like, because we're still sitting here looking at a dream team. We're still supposed to be able to bludgeon anybody in our pastime.
How many people on that team, Team Italy, would have made the U.S. roster?
Probably a couple.
Yeah,
probably a couple.
Maybe
If they could've, they would've-
Pascantino.
they would have played for the U.S. if they could.
I mean, they're
You
wishing
think-
they had Michael Lorenzen right now.
Would you rather be the last guy on the bench or be able to hit 3?
Well, maybe, but I would think most guys probably dreamed of playing for Team USA. I could be wrong.
But
actually.
Armen, you also say like my country. Also, if their dad lived in Italy or their grandfather lived in Italy, it's the easiest in and out. But we're always prideful about where we're from, and then we'll be able to throw it out there. I'm German. Then throw it out there and enjoy it. I don't know that there's a big issue with
true.
it.
I played for Team Armenia.
You would be torn if Team Armenia
What are we talking about here?
said, "Hey, Armen, we want you for the next World Baseball Classic, but you also have a chance to wear the Stars and Stripes. What are you going to do?"
I'm with you. I just think the quote of "I'm playing against my team or my country" is that why it's that's
Player
the
has
thing.
to have at least one parent who is, or if deceased was, a citizen of the Federation's team, country, or territory.
So that's pretty
evidenced by a passport.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty
Player
close
has to be
then.
born in the
it's pretty
Federation's
close.
team, country, or territory, evidenced by birth certificate. Player has to have at least one parent who was born in the Federation, team, country, or territory, evidenced by a birth certificate.
All right,
Okay.
there you go.
Wow, all
That's
right.
better than I thought. It's not just
I remember
It's not just residency.
they came
rules.
at my guy Cirillo for one of the first World Baseball Classics because of his last name. But it was a deal where his stepfather was named Cirillo. He was adopted. And he's not Italian. He's like, but
Okay.
I appreciate the invite. you know.
The one most interesting one I remember was Yu Darvish, who is it? Or Iran was his one of his was his mother
relative or something? Yeah.
maybe his father. I mean, because he's Japanese, right? Yu Darvish,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and so Darvish isn't a real Japanese, but I think the background is somewhere in the Middle East is one parent.
Well, and I mean, we had Joel Embiid who was like taking bids from like 4 different countries to try to play in the Olympics this year. And when we were okay when Joel Embiid wore the stars and stripes.
Absolutely.
Yu Darvish, born in Osaka to a Japanese mother and Iranian father.
Look at you, Dolph.
I can remember
Japanese citizenship.
Wild upbringing.
But his heritage includes an Iranian father who moved to the U.S. in 1977.
Well, probably wouldn't be the best time to play for Team Iran in the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, his spot's open. I'd say.
Oh, come on, Armen.
Well, I don't know. A lot of our,
That is a good time to buy. That's a great walk-off right on that one. But when I'm now watching here tonight, I was anticipating tonight being a victory cigar night.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody was anticipating having to watch a different game of 2 different countries, not named Venezuela and the Dominican, as being the headliner here tonight.
Right. Yeah.
Well, maybe if we're lucky to move through, we learn our lesson, I mean, that's the way I look at it.
Italy has to
we
beat
deserve to.
Mexico, or Mexico has
right.
to score at least 5 runs in a win.
If you're
Come on,
Mexico, aren't you trying to knock you? I mean, your rival. You're trying to knock USA out.
Joey O will come through for us. He'll go over 4.
You're up 4. You're up 4-1 in your Mexico, right? So would they be the home team, or with the top of the 9th inning, your team Mexico? You're up 4-1.
You better hope Randy or Rosarena doesn't come up and the bases stacked tonight.
Are you just check swinging at everything and taking the 3 up, 3 down and getting yourself out and bouncing the U.S.?
That's something to think about.
I mean, I would think there'd be a conversation.
Get him out of there. You know what this reminds me of? Every World Cup soccer. The United States, we can get in, but we need some help.
Same year, every World Cup. It's like the knockout stage. We're going to be through. All we have to do is ties.
Luckily, we have a sport now that we dominate, that we can enjoy this and just know that we're going to win, like hockey.
Right, exactly.
Right now that we got a sport
Good one,
that is
Billy.
our national pastime that we just dominate.
We're running out of those sports.
Now that Italy wins that game and they were up 8-0 in a game in which their top 5 hitters combined to go 0 for 22.
Wow.
If the Brewers go 0 for 22 in the top 5 slots, they got no chance of winning on any night.
That's baseball.
There's no chance.
From the White Sox, one of the heroes last night for Italy. I'm guessing we'll see him in a couple weeks at American Family Field. The shortstop.
Yeah.
He had a couple ribbies.
Oh, he's not playing for Venice? Oh, that's weird.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of the biggest upsets in World Baseball Classic history.
You've been to Italy, Billy. You see a lot of baseball over there?
I don't know what I just don't know what this argument is. Like, if we have the 7 or 8 last 7 or 8 MVPs in the NBA are all for European players.
I just want everyone to know, no matter who wins this tournament, it's still America's pastime. Or, I mean, no, Japan's legit. Mexico's legit.
No, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that. We don't get to spike the football and steal the hockey puck and the sticks and the goals from Canada and sit back here and say, well, if Tarek Skubal would have actually thrown 84 pitches instead of being told by Scott Boras that he couldn't pitch more than 40, we can't do that. We don't get to do that. That's bull. We don't get to do that.
Don't you enjoy that being Canadian hockey guy, though? Basically, that's what Canada is still our game.
But again, Canada got to the gold medal game.
Yeah,
we're not even getting to the damn quarterfinal.
Yeah, and they've been to 10, or they've won 10 gold medal games, too.
Yeah.
This is almost as bad as us losing in American football in the U20s.
No, I'm with you.
And I was
assuming we have our best players too, like with Mahomes and with these guys.
Don't care.
We lost that game to somebody. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know this.
I'm pretty sure we lost to Austria. Austria.
There's some sort of a tournament.
The U20s, the under 20 American football. It's listed as American football, and I'm pretty sure we took 4th.
Wow.
We lost the gold medal game. And Armen,
difference.
I don't care if we don't have Georgia Bulldogs and Tennessee Volunteers and Wisconsin Badgers running out there. We have Carroll Pioneers and Whitewater Warhawks out there. It's American football. We need to be winning that game.
But is this like the 3-on-3 thing that we had at the Olympics where our guys were awful?
11 tackle football.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. But Dolph, it was closer to, again, I love D3 guys. It was a lot more D3 guys than D1 guys. Still, we need to be winning that game.
Yeah, we do.
We still need to be winning that game. Yes. I don't care if we're running out there the Biloxi Shuckers last night, Drew. We can't be losing to Italy.
You would say, yeah.
We can't be losing to Italy.
Can't. It's a wake-up call.
Well, maybe.
For everybody.
I'm just excited for the wake-up call with DeRosa here on MLB. You think he's going to do it today?
He's going to do his hit with them?
He's joining?
You would
He's been doing the daily hit.
I think you're sick. I think you're slept in this morning. I think you're unavailable this morning to do the hit.
They took his video down from yesterday, right?
They did. Mark DeRosa not knowing that they hadn't punched their ticket to the quarterfinals yet. That wasn't not
bad look.
Listen, we want to win. We want to win the game, but now that we got our ticket punched, we'll see how it goes. Get everyone in there. Get a couple of apples and orange slices. Get Kershaw some innings. Why not?
Can't blame him.
He was warming up.
I can't blame a guy for thinking in a knockout stage of 4 games, you go 3-0, you probably punched it. I can't blame him for assuming that, I guess, but it wasn't true, obviously. But isn't that what happened? Basically,
How do you not blame him for not knowing the rules?
There's one guy in the clubhouse that I want to know the rules, and he's the guy.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
There are guys on any given night, and this in football, there are guys who plays that they don't realize it's sudden death. They don't know the rules.
Yes, 100%. I was just going to say the overtime rule.
Shouldn't we just get an exemption anyway to the knockout stage?
When Nigel Morgan hit the base hit, he's like, I didn't even know the game was tied. He didn't, like he said, he didn't know the situation. Like I don't know if I believe that.
He might not have.
If he didn't, it's not as egregious as the guy who's calling the shots and coordinating not knowing. That's Mark DeRosa is the one guy I want to know.
I agree with that. I
guess. And if we're bringing this to the football version, there's only 2 guys that can't go to the podium and say, I didn't realize we didn't have a timeout. The head coach and the quarterback. And right now we had the head coach walk up there and be like, no, jeez, I guess that just
not good.
Well, my math was wrong. I carried the 1. Oh, we needed 4 more runs. My bad. Sorry,
all right,
guys.
so Dolph, the other thing we were kicking around was Bam scoring 83. And his team is fouling up 25 to get him more chances. And it's cooked. It's a little bit,
an Isaac Guard moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. This made me think of way back when Ricky Davis wanted a triple double and he was like bouncing the ball off the backboard to himself.
That's right.
And he got it. And his home
move.
Fans were booing the hell out of him.
That's true.
Not quite to that
extent.
That's a good one.
You see guys when they know there's a milestone in sight, they do amp it up a little bit.
I just woke up and I saw that stat. I was already sleeping. I'm like, oh my God,
how did
83.
that happen?
And then I saw the highlights like, oh, okay.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes are not going to be in Springfield in the Hall of Fame on a loop.
But nor is week 18 regular season games in the NFL where it's like Mike Evans needs 5 catches and 64 yards to get 1,000 yards and 100 catches. All right, first 5 balls we're throwing 4 slants to Mike and a deep ball and then get him out of here and take his pads
That's
off.
bonus money you're talking about there, right?
Right. So I mean, like there's a lot of moments more in sports where it's like, let's get him in, get this, and then get the hell out of here. Let's get our number and let's get our money. Let's get this going.
Yeah. Speaking of money, Romeo Doubs, did we see that number coming?
Woo. It was going to be hefty. I guess I projected it would be more like 12 instead of 17 because that's the number that I was pitching to Drew. Like if it's 4 at 50, I'm very interested in that deal.
Yeah.
If 4 at 70, very much not interested in that contract.
Yeah, that's that was an eye raise yesterday. Elgton Jenkins also going to the Browns.
That was pretty epic.
You hope he's healthy. We'd like to see the guy succeed, right?
Definitely would like to see him succeed. I mean, $20 million guaranteed. I think he ended up getting that. That's
out of 24.
That's significant cash. I would assume
welcome
he's going to get every
Cleveland.
chance to play. Yeah, welcome to Cleveland.
Especially when they saw what that old line did against their D line in the regular season.
Cleveland inflation. They have to pay more.
Yeah, I got
decision making.
What do you mean?
Well, they giving all that money to him, like guaranteed money. Were they competing against a big market for? Maybe they were. I don't realize it, but
I don't know that there. I think there was a market for him. I mean, like if you've put together a couple of Pro Bowl years, offensive line plays 2 down to not get that money. That he was going to get 10 or 11 million somewhere. And Cleveland just shuffled just about everybody through. I'm fascinated to see if the Bears are going to try to get themselves back into this Maxx Crosby sweep.
That's intriguing.
That is intriguing.
We're keeping them now. We're keeping them.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen other names floated out there, but yeah, I would imagine he would stay in Vegas now.
How does this help the Trey Hendrickson market?
Probably helps it a lot.
He said he was going to make a formal decision later on today. I think that one might get pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
That one might get pushed back a little bit because I think there might be some new suitors.
There's some just ridiculous money being thrown around. Was Tyler Linderbaum the highest paid interior lineman in the history of the NFL?
Yes.
History of the NFL. Beat the guard market.
Wow.
It's stupid season. Stupid teams spending stupid money.
It is.
I mean, but listen, offensive lineman getting $27 million. That's
no problem
not a stupid decision. That is a great decision for the former wrestler.
So are the Packers going to address what they have up front in the draft? Is that going to be a key? Is that going to be one of the number one things they look at now?
Oh, well, this is a second wave of free agency, Dolphin. Packers fans know. Armen was really excited about this Christmas morning on day 1 of free agency. This is when Packers free agency starts.
Are you excited about Benjamin St. Juice?
Come on now.
Well, it's something. I'm excited we got a piece there.
Sky Moore is a really good return.
Are we going to get a nose
Almost
tackle?
second-round pick.
Any interior D lineman at all? Are we going to get anybody?
They're going to
playing?
get one today.
Good. I hope so, because I don't think Nazir's the guy right now. I mean,
I don't
he's
think
the
so
only
either.
guy there.
Well,
so.
luckily they don't play a game for 6 months.
I
They
get it.
got a lot of time here.
Yeah,
That is
well,
a
they
good
got him. Yeah, well, that's why I'm asking the question.
And there's some good ones in the draft, Armen, and Goody said it's not out of the question that he trades back up into the first round.
All right, well,
not out of the question. Dolph, thanks for dropping by. As always,
I'm
it's
getting rid of this
halftime. Let's make some adjustments. Let's get rid of that chocolate cake
Please.
before it becomes a science
I got to stop
experiment.
looking at
you
it.
can toss that.
It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
You got your value already?
Drew, Billy, and Armen bring it to you. The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm sorry.
What's so funny?
I apologize,
What's
Drew.
so funny?
But this guy is undefeated. We're in the hallway getting some water, and somebody, our friend Karen down the hall,
Awesome. Karen's awesome.
just says the name Taylor Swift, and you could immediately hear the rings going off in Armen's head. I need to play Taylor next, bro.
Well, we have Hero of the Day coming up. I figured I'd play anti-hero.
Time for the Hero of the Day. His logic was not flawed, but
But it is here, right?
it did fire him up.
That did fire my neurons.
That was awesome. You hear it instantly, and I should have known. Like, that would have been the safest Kalshi bet to make.
That's right.
What's the next bump coming back on the Huddle? I wonder if that market's popping up.
Who is the Hero of the Day, Billy? Brought to us by Current Electric.
The Hero of the Day comes with audio today via Current Electric from FS1. Hit it, Armen, in the Tokyo Dome.
And the ovation for Andre Sartoria. The bow from his manager, Pavel Hadim. Build the statue in Ostrava for Andre Sartoria, a Czech baseball legend.
So Andre Sartoria, you hear the call there that Sartoria is a baseball legend. Why? Well, he threw 4 innings of shutout baseball yesterday, Drew. 4 2/3 of shutout ball against Japan in the Tokyo Dome. You'd say, damn, okay.
Yeah.
That's worth kind of legendary status in and of itself right now. You're striking out Shohei, you're paying him up. Well, it is even better when the Czech Republic pitcher from yesterday is also, hit that bell, a full-time electrician.
Let's go.
Received a standing ovation after tossing the 4 2/3 of shutout ball. Sartoria played for Arrows Ostravia in 2002 and 23, at 23 in the European Champions Cup, where he pitched 9 scoreless innings across 2 games. He's got plenty of experience in his pro career and his international career with the Czech Republic, but he returned to the national team this year, where he's now thrown 8 1/3 of shutout ball. His final career game was yesterday against Japan, striking out 3, allowing 6 hits, receives a standing ovation from not only the Samurai Japan players, but the entire Tokyo Dome on the road. A hero's ovation to somebody who otherwise could have been working at Current Electric.
Pretty amazing. And you can get a statue for going 4.2 shutout innings over there.
Current Electric superhero of the day.
Well,
and
listen, he just flipped the switch. I mean, when he flipped the switch, it's all over.
Well, when the switch is putting that Czech Republic jersey on, my man is next level. Also, we said it right away in the World Baseball Classic. Sweet Czech Republic baseball logo.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet logo, not sweet team. They were tied going into the 8th inning. They lost 9-0. However, Sartoria was a superhero, and one that probably could be with Current Electric, not only because of his electrical work, but because he's a hero, and they are the heroes walking among us with spring right around the corner. Don't worry, spring's still coming. I know what today is going to bring and what the rest of the month is going to bring, what the rest of the week is going to bring. Spring is coming. Don't worry. So figure out how your outdoor living area, your backyard, is going to be the best it has been, the best it could be, and the best there ever will be. The question to make it better is the lighting. Enjoy the spring and summer nights outside. The lighting is the most important part, and the heroes, the superheroes from Current Electric, ready to help you out. Check them out. Talk to them at the Realtors Home and Garden Show this year. It's March 20th through the 29th. March 20th through the 29th, Realtors Home and Garden Show. Call current.com where you can get more information. Ask the superheroes at Current Electric how to light up and brighten up your outdoor living space. Turn that thing into an oasis.
And clearly when the lights were brightest, he responded. That's just the way the guy's wired. And the reality is sometimes you need an outlet. And baseball was his outlet, which is pretty cool.
Damn.
Come on now.
That was a bar right there.
Wow. Outlet.
That's 3 references.
I
right
was
there.
good. The outlet one was a little bit of a stumble into the end zone, but reaching the ball across the goal line to be able to score. Well done, Armen.
Armen's a hero of the day.
What a superhero.
Right.
Proud of you, brother.
We'll continue to take your hot takes on Hot Take Hump Day, 877-794-1973. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you. You need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we go board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. You got to send our guys after and make the play.
B right, all the way outside. Y left, fake 396 bag. B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Wednesday edition continues. Drew, Billy, and Armen from headquarters, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app that is portable and excellent for you. Make us a preset. Use the talkback feature. Listen to podcasts. Get us anytime, day or night. Streaming live on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Bringing it to you on a hot take hump day. 877-794-1973. Had an earlier hot take that perhaps college basketball should be like the rest of the world and go to 4 quarters. And then Billy spun that into maybe the NBA should go to 4 10-minute quarters.
4 10-minute quarters. Come on, be consistent.
Doesn't seem like a lot. 8 minutes a night doesn't seem like a lot, but you add it up.
Add it up. It's the games that Steve Kerr said you have to get away from. Yeah. You have to eliminate. So we got to play 70 games, but we'll actually play less in totality in terms of minutes. But Drew, best of both worlds, you still get all the money.
Yeah, that might be something they need to look at. And then we were talking about how Wisconsin high school basketball needs a shot clock to be like the rest of the world that has a shot clock.
Amen.
The other thing that I would like, and it'll never happen again because of the folks that run the WIAA, but the WIAA state tournaments were much better when they had 8 teams in Division I.
I'm with you on that.
It was like there's too many good teams that don't get to play on the big stage, and it wasn't that onerous. And it's like,
what did it end up being? 1 extra day?
I mean,
maybe.
Yeah, it's like, well, no, there was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so they would play the.
I'm right there with you because my first experience viewing it as a pear-shaped youth was when the Whitnall Falcons made it in 2003, 2004, something like that. They were Whitnall on the TV broadcast. But it was the 8 teams made it, and there were just that many more people that got to enjoy the festivities, enjoy the ambiance of the state basketball tournament. I love that one by you, Drew. I love that take.
Mike Witt, hot take. Just glad it wasn't the Bucks who gave up Bam's 83. Do you guys ever care about that as a fan? I remember Brewers fans would always worry if we were the team to give up a perfect game or a no-hitter. I always contend that nobody remembers that anyway. Now, maybe there's some embarrassment
Sean Green
factor.
hit 4 homers against the Brewers.
Yeah,
I was at that game.
But a loss is a loss. There's some embarrassment factor, but I don't think it's that much.
And I still, again, I'm going to die on this hill, but the Bam thing, it's quirky and noteworthy, but it almost comes with an asterisk. When Kobe scored 81, his team was down and he led them to victory.
Yeah.
Right. They were fouling up 30 to get him the ball to get him to score to 83. It's artificially inflated.
It was just like when they did the same thing when Booker scored his 70. They were hacking and they were down like 15 or 20 points and celebrating in the locker room. Like, I think, to me, I don't like being no hit. Like, to me, like the no hitter perfect game, I don't want, because I don't want to continually be in the highlight packages. I don't know that Wizards fans will take this one as crazily as like Raptors fans would have for Kobe's. Because you're right. That was one dude just bludgeoned you. Or as, again, because now the Kobe fans are out, right?
Kobe fans are out. They got their armor on. They've
mobilized.
Got their swords out. They've mobilized the army to defend Kobe.
Arash Magzari, he covers and founder of the Sporting Tribune. He's a big LA guy, regular out in Vegas. I've followed his stuff for a long time. But he talked about a Kobe Bryant 62-point game.
I think that's the one
that was actually before his 81-point game, where they beat a Dallas team that would go on to play in the NBA Finals. Just saying, like, hey man, he scored Drew 62 points in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
So like, he scored 62 points in 3 quarters. He probably would have scored 100. So again, nobody's attacking anybody else.
Yeah, right. I agree, but
I think they can all happen in their own way.
Raise your hand if you think Bam's better than Kobe.
Nobody.
All right, so no one's saying it. So just relax. Kobe's always going to be Kobe. I tend to agree with you, Billy. The Kobe defenders are getting a little out of their skis a little bit here because it's not that much of an offensive statement to say. It's not much of an attack on Kobe as you think.
To me, my hot take off of it, Drew, might be that the older players are starting to get more and more love and respect and admiration, and this might be the best thing to happen to like a Larry Bird in the podcast space, because people are already, I think Jeff Teague was one of them. Jeff Teague's in the news for a lot of things.
He's always
Jeff Teague's always in the news of that podcast. But he said, man, y'all are nuts. Larry Bird would have averaged like 40 in today's game. Well, whoa. I thought they were playing against plumbers and electricians back in the day. I thought, what are we talking about? Well, if you start looking back retroactively, what would Magic Johnson or Kareem have put up if his team was giving him 40-some shots a night? Or if Bird was able to shoot 10 or 12 threes a night like many guys are doing nowadays?
And if they came up playing the same pace, skill development with all the threes, of course, the counting numbers would have been crazy. The irony of that for me is Bird's the one old head. I mean, if you want to consider these guys the old heads, he's the one guy that's never gone to that trope. He's constantly respecting the current NBA. He's never one to ever go to the we were better than or ever. He's always been consistent in saying the guys now are incredible. The game's so much better. That's the funny thing about it. He's never tried to go down
he
to that
is
trope.
One of obviously 10 greatest players of all time.
I think in the mix for
right?
sure.
Like, I mean, I think there might be a time where people are going to try to move him out of that time.
Sure.
But you start thinking about it, he would have been an even bigger Larry Legend, I think, nowadays. Like the kind of stuff he was talking throughout.
It's a bad. You mic him up a couple times.
If you would have had any video, any TikTok video, Drew, of him just letting people absolutely have it after hitting 4 threes, we would have mic'd him up when he's calling out how he's going to beat people down the floor.
The stories,
it would have been different.
And the stories of him, the legendary motivational stories, like you talk about, gimmicks or whatever, or picking out. Like he used to motivate himself. He used to ask what the record in every arena was and try and beat those records. So he cared about stuff like that. Like last night, record, he would have cared about getting it. Like McHale got 55 one night, so he had to get 58 the next week because he didn't like McHale getting the right. So he would be into that stuff. That's for sure. That's the funny thing. Those stories are legendary.
That's absolutely 877-794-1973. Do we have to have Bam for who's hot? Because the Bucks play there tomorrow night. The Bucks are in Miami.
Well, hopefully he was red hot
so
after the game.
He'll go back to having 15 points and 8 rebounds.
Oh, I was thinking healthy scratch.
Oh, could be. If depending on how much
celebration, you might as well enjoy it. Maybe go to Club 11.
Who's hot and who's not? Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen. I guess we got to go with Bam. He scored 83.
I mean,
Bam is absolutely hot. Absolutely hot. Now, the conspiracy theorists also potentially hot, and they're not even being heated by Donovan Jorgensen, heating and cooling, serving the community for over 40 years. DonovanJorgensen.com for more information. Not hot, clearly Mark DeRosa. And this one I don't like saying. This one I definitely don't love saying, but it was true because he was one of our only hopes last night. Who's hot? PCA, 2 bombs. Part of the only reason why that game got even closer. And that last bomb that he hits in the 9th inning could be really significant when you're starting to look at run differential through the tournament if Team USA is ultimately going to move on. I wasn't thrilled with having to cheer for PCA, Drew, going into this tournament.
I'm sure you weren't.
But after he blasted that one last night, I was wishing there were 3 guys on.
2. I mean, yeah.
How about Leo Chenal's hot with a new deal from the Commanders? So I know somebody asked yesterday, would that be an option for the Packers? He got broke off. There's a lot of guys in the NFL, a lot of free agents feeling hot these days with some of the deals that are getting thrown around. That's for sure.
Who's hot? Home renovators that are doing Donna Kelsey's home.
There you go. That's
people
huge.
Are worried that there's a big home renovation going on there.
And TMZ getting the story. I mean, thank you, TMZ, for getting the story on the new kitchen and the new bath fittings or whatever's in there. I don't know.
Who was also really hot? The audio, I hadn't gotten the full translated version until Drew after we got off the air yesterday. Sounded like Randy Arozarena was pretty hot with Cal Raleigh after the no dap. We kind of thought it was a little bit of a friendly fire, would be kind of put out. Man, I didn't get all the audio until we got off the air yesterday and realized he was very much not
really
happy.
upset.
We're going to take some of that smoke maybe later into the year.
Is it? I can find it if it's clean. I'll try and see, make sure it's clean.
But you just can't understand it.
Yeah.
Well, it's in Spanish?
There wasn't through a translator. It was to.
I was watching silent video. It's in Spanish.
Yeah,
okay,
it's in Spanish. I needed Google Translate and ChatGPT to rip through it and translate it word for word that way. So it took a little bit longer for us to be able to get the entire experience. But we ended up getting.
I told him to go somewhere, basically.
Told him to go somewhere.
Yeah. And do something up.
And it's hot.
Yeah. So there you go.
Do something anatomically impossible.
Speaking of that, did you try the Arch burger yet, Billy? Dollar wants to know.
Haven't had it
What's
yet.
the big Arch report?
I didn't get the big Arch. However, there is there might be several Whoppers in my future and in our future because the Burger King ad came in the mail yesterday.
Oh, let's go. Coupons?
Fellas, some impressive coops that we got over here from the BK Lounge.
Go.
The BK Lounge is bringing coops. And you got to have coops, baby.
Let's go.
You got to have coops, baby. We'll get into the BK Lounge.
I have a hot take that I thought about. If I get a minute here to give my hot take on Hot Take Hump Day.
Well, you know what? Actually, Drew, do you feel good enough giving him 2 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
You got 2 minutes. Let's hear two.
This is a really weird one because it's kind of retroactive to 2 decades ago. So it's not probably that hot, but it's something I only thought about in the first hour when we were talking about Elgton Jenkins and how his value increased where he could have been a Hall of Fame guard. You know, if he stayed at the guard position instead of moving him around. Bill Hall. All right, guys, this is my hot take forever. Bill Hall had a good career. He had a 10-year career, but he had 1 year that was above and beyond all the rest. It was 2006 when his WAR was like 6. His total career WAR was like 10. But he had one great year because of the position he played and the production, obviously. Bill Hall would have been a Hall of Famer if he was a shortstop his entire career. Now, that might sound like a very, very hot take. However, Bill Hall, when he was a shortstop, had a lot more value at his position than any other year. In 2006, when he had his best offensive year at the most offensively, challenged position, had a crazy WAR number. Drew, would Bill Hall have been a Hall of Famer if he was a shortstop his entire career?
If he put up that kind of season every year, he'd be in the discussion.
That's a fair point. That's a big caveat.
Has anything to do. It was like a one and done.
Well, because
you tell me he wasn't a 900 OPS player for the rest of his career?
Because of the WAR numbers at shortstop is my point. And the way people are looking at analytics these days, he would have at least had a much different career in terms of the eyes of the analytics people that look back on it now. So there you go.
His season was there's a blip. Brady Anderson, a blip, right? All of a sudden the guy hit 50.
But Chris Carter hitting that at first base and playing bad D is different than Bill Hall hitting 30 dingers at short and playing good D. That's my only point. They should have kept him at shortstop. He would have had a crazy, crazy chance.
Would he have hit 35 bombs, which was twice more than any other year in his career, like multiple times?
Well, I don't know. To be fair, that's the big caveat.
Well, I think that's a huge. That's kind of a
hedge.
Potentially a caveat, but a huge moment.
If he played every day at that position, he was given the chance. He moved around so much. I think.
They move him in 2006 or in totality in 2007 for Hardy, correct?
Yeah, basically. And basically, Bill Hall never had a home. I mean, he was at third.
He was always the utility guy.
So he played in 2008. He played third a lot, in the wild card year. So maybe he wouldn't have been a Hall of Famer, but he would have had a much different WAR career.
If he had played every game on Mother's Day with his pink bat,
I loved Bill
Hall. He would have been a Hall of Famer.
He was so
first ballot. Yes,
my kid's favorite player.
I just 100%. Wish we understood the numbers back then. Maybe if we weren't in the dark ages, Bill Hall had one Hall of Fame season.
He had one Hall of Fame year. I'm going to give you the fact that first off, hot take is he should have been an all-star and he got screwed the next year by not being an all-star. Maybe if he stays at the same position, he is. He also had the single coolest batting stance to mimic, right? Because everybody tried to do counts, but nobody actually did it well enough with the bat all the way up there, and you were actually hurting yourself. You were kind of like dislocating your shoulder. Everybody tried to do the Billy Hall foot all the way out in the open stance, and then just the horseshoe chaw that he had right there every single at bat sticking out of the tongue.
Bill Hall made you appreciate Robin Yount because when he moved from short to center, it wasn't that big a debacle. Billy Hall led the league in errors in center field.
He couldn't do it. When he went to the outfield, he couldn't do it. He was an infielder.
His other claim to fame is that when Verlander pitched the no-hitter against the Brewers, he walked 4, and 3 of the walks were to big league Billy Hall.
Well, there you go.
3 walks and a no-hitter.
Yeah, no-hitter.
See, that's why we were talking about Bam. Not all 83-point games are created equal. Not all. It's like Scooter Gennett hit 4 home runs in a game once. That's an immortal act by a not immortal guy, right? And Bam is a Hall of Famer, but not for scoring.
No,
but he's for circumstance. But Scooter Gennett, Philip Humber, like the worst pitch, he had like a 5.5 career ERA. But
what about Sean?
Night he pitched a perfect game.
Is Sean Green hitting 4 home runs a little bit better of a comp? Like, I mean, Scooter Gennett was out of ball by the time he's 30. Like that's where I think there's a little bit difference where we're like, one guy is Billy Hall and the other guy is
Edwin Jackson of the Diamondbacks. You look this up, Armen, but he pitched a no-hitter.
He did.
He threw 149 pitches, and he walked so many guys in the first 3 innings. I think he had 7 walks in 3 innings that no one, he had to look up and like, oh, yeah, haven't got a hit yet.
Take him out.
There's so much traffic on the bases that no one noticed until like the 7th inning that he hadn't given up a hit. Then they let him finish, and he threw like 150 pitches to get through it.
I think they were actually late to send out the MLB notification because nobody
it was
had
such
put
a
it together.
debacle.
No, you're absolutely right. They were
Early
take him
on,
out.
no one thought he was going to like even make it to the 5th inning and qualify for a win.
Absolutely. How about this one? We're getting a comment. No better betting sense than Ben Ogilvy from one Aaron Nagler. How about Nags checking in this morning?
Wow, waking up early. He must be ready for the new league year.
Unless this is a fake account or something like that. This isn't like a fake account, is it? Like a parody account?
Do you think Aaron Nagler's got an Aaron Nagler nipples account?
Wow,
kind of like an Armen Sarin nipples account?
That hasn't been around for years. I wonder what happened to that guy. Anyway,
you stopped using it.
Well, this says Aaron W. Nagler, and it's not the Cheesehead TV account. So I'm just curious. But hey, Nags, if you're there, thanks for listening, buddy. Appreciate you.
Morning, Nags.
And Ogilvy had a great bat speed, right? Drew, he had that great bat speed, whipping it through the zone. So that was really good.
All right, so Maggie in Georgia has a question for us.
I love this question from Maggie.
What happens in Las Vegas now that Crosby trade isn't going to happen? Can they still sign the million players they tampered with on Monday? Please don't let Crosby go to Chicago.
Yep, that's the concern.
So the Chicago one is definitely still a conversation. Like I don't think that's a non-zero that he gets thrown in there. But I don't know that Max gets traded now, right? Because of Drew, like you can't trade. It's hard to trade an injured player.
Yeah.
And when that player already knowingly had an injury, teams had to go through and we're seeing multiple different Diana Rossini just put out of Neil Elatrash amongst multiple different doctors and independent doctors had looked at Max's scans. They all unanimously said they were unified in believing that his short-term prognosis was good, but his long-term, there were long-term questions with his knee. Well, no, he's 29 years old and he had meniscus surgery 2 months ago. I don't think that's surprising that would be the case, and nor should anybody be stunned. For Vegas's part of this, though, Drew, Albert Breer put it out that the Raiders within the last hour will honor all agreements that were made with free agents, both their own and incoming guys for the last 48 hours, despite stunning and different developments. All options remain in play with Maxx Crosby. Vegas is certainly very open to keeping him. Breer continues of the Monday morning quarterback. All this is difficult for everyone. The Raiders will work through different scenarios some teams called last night, but Vegas isn't going to trade Crosby on a discount, and keeping him with a revamped crew around him isn't the worst idea in the world. And I don't think it is, right? Like if you're a team that is going to draft a quarterback number 1 overall, you did just revamp the offensive line. I know you got to play in the AFC West, right? So you're taking on Sean Payton and the Broncos, who were a game away from the Super Bowl. The Chargers, who are everybody's favorite team every single year in the media until they actually have to play important games. And this guy that I've heard is pretty good, Patrick Mahomes is going to come back and he's going to play again. And I got a feeling they're going to have something to say about it with a third place schedule. It's not a great spot to walk into, but also what's the worst deal here? Sending him for a 3rd round pick and just to be able to eat the cap space when you thought you were going to get the 14th overall pick and one next year. Like the value doesn't make sense. I think they're definitely going to hold on to him for now. I would urge him to hold on to him for now. I think the interesting one here is how different is Trey Hendrickson's deal now, because he wasn't the most interesting and enticing pass rusher, and now he is.
A lot of questions there. Like, and the Ravens, like their fan base has to be pissed. They lost a whole bunch of guys, including the center. That
I think that's what it is. I think if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm devastated.
So, will the Ravens? Could they then say, all right, well, how about 1 first? given the knee, and like what if they try to go back in and like hedge?
Give you the 14th. No going back. There's no going back. You think the Ravens will re-engage on Maxx Crosby?
What if they do? What if they did? What if they said, yeah, well, given this, or maybe they did that after they saw the film, if they saw the x-rays and said, we're skittish about giving up 2 firsts for this guy that we got to pay $95 million to after we see the film of his knee. Therefore, you should just accommodate us and like drop our price.
I think you're onto something, Drew, by how it also got out, right? Like it got out with Vegas putting out a letterhead. They posted a graphic.
Oh, they're pissed. Yeah.
They posted a graphic. Ravens backed out of our deal. We're not talking about it.
No more further comments.
No more further comments. So at that point, I think Mark Davis said, hey, hang up the bleeping phone, put out a graphic that we're done, and we're not talking to them after they might have done exactly what you said. Hey, we don't really like these scans. How about we give you next year?
What if somebody else steps up and offers 2 first-rounders or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that anybody's doing it. Because now, again, if he plays for you this year and he's awesome, people will forget about it. But then you do have to go 6 months without him playing, without him wearing your colors, and people questioning if you just traded away 2 prime assets for a guy that might not be able to play. Right, like for a guy that somebody else didn't think was good. Aditya Kingawale posted this. She covers the AFC North for CBS. The Ravens renegotiated Lamar Jackson's contract yesterday to create more cap room. Multiple sources tell me they were clearly readying to onboard Maxx Crosby until the medical assessment made the price of 2 firsts too risky. So Lamar's like, wait, now you guys aren't going to get Max? My price just went up. Actually, let's change that deal. I like that. So apparently they had a contract extension in place for Lamar, and we'll see if they back out of that one as well.
Maxx Crosby recovering from surgery reminds me I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary of hip replacement surgery at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Check them out, orthowisconsin.com. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. World-class care right here, close to home, the best in the business. Check them out at orthowisconsin.com.
These people questioning Neil Elitrosh is like people questioning Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Of course. There's no fact. There's nothing there. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Absolutely unheard of. When we come back, El Jefe is going to join us. President of the Milwaukee Admirals, friend of the program, Jon Greenberg. Talk a little puck. We'll ask him about these sports transactions and stuff that's happening and how the impact on fans and stuff that we're seeing. Baltimore's fans, they got to do some damage control.
They got to be
Those fans were
big time.
They were excited. They were getting ready to order jerseys from Fanatics that would have come in 6 months.
I bet a lot of people did.
Yes, that might have been ready by training.
That's probably the best thing about Fanatics is they probably couldn't get that turned around fast enough.
Yeah, the number's crooked.
They didn't even have them in.
Greeny is next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Cruising through a Wednesday in the good land. It's the Huddle. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. And we welcome to the program the president of the Milwaukee Admirals, El Jefe himself, Jon Greenberg. We talk about, we joke occasionally about how tired we can be working these hours, but what about a team having 6 home games in 12 days, like the Admirals wrapping up hockey night in Milwaukee tonight, Admirals hosting Rockford at Panther Arena, and Greeny joins us. Greeny, what's morale like? What's the mood downtown at the Admirals offices? People a little crispy?
Well, let's put it this way. The 70-degree day on Monday, when I walked outside at lunch and I said, it's too nice out for people to be working. So I walked back in and said, you guys all go home. This brought a lot of joy.
There you go.
That's what makes you the greatest.
Sent them home.
That's why you're the best.
That's why he's the best boss in the world.
That's a winner right there.
He's reading the room. Our team has worked really hard. What a weekend you had with the Badger Band Friday and Dropkick Murphys on Saturday.
Victory
Incredible.
Monday. Yep.
Incredible. Yeah. That's a nice gesture. So yes, and this is but this is this is where you circle on the schedule. It's like, okay, this is a big part of the season is this home stretch.
It was, and you identified that as soon as the schedule came out in July, that this was going to be an important time for everybody. We identified that, that's 13 days in a row of working, and we try to give some people some time off in there. And this weekend, we're going to split our staff in half, and half the group's going to be off on Friday, the other half off on Monday. Unfortunately, the group that's off on Monday is probably still going to be shoveling, but it is what it is. But we recognize that we have to take care of our people, and it's hard. Coming from the baseball world where you work 162 games, especially if you're in the PR department, you recognize that you got to find ways to take a break, and I identify those things with our group. But I would tell you the performance that our staff put out there for the 5 games in 8 days, which obviously lead into tonight, was spectacular. We have averaged over 8,100 people those 5 games. It was just a huge response by our fans, and the promotions and the entertainment and everything else that went with it. And the ticket staff did a great job of putting butts in seats.
Yeah, if only that annoying guy would have shut up on the microphone with his hat backwards. That guy's the worst.
That guy's the worst.
It's the worst. But Greeny, when you mention it, understanding when morale needs a little boost and when everybody around and seeing the baseball grind, it also feels like the work environment nowadays is more conducive to it. It's more accepted, but also you kind of have to, because you have such good people and you want to be able to keep such good people. When you are able to put on weeks like you have here, how much does it really just allow you to sit back and know you got a lot of really, really good people in really, really important positions here?
Oh, it's critical. I mean, I'm so proud of everybody that works for us. That it's a real esprit de corps with our group of people in our office, and they have fun together, and we celebrate the wins together. And we always talk about winning in the office as well as winning on the ice, and our office has definitely been winning, and we've been having fun with it.
Yeah, John, and you talk about, what's been going on off the ice as well, but the importance of this part of the season on the ice, absolutely. Rockford coming in tonight. Admirals need to get a win, get some points, and stay in that playoff spot, and Rockford's the team behind them, so this is a big one tonight.
Yeah, it's a 4-point game. I mean, we're up by 7 points right now with 2 games in hand. So you think you're in a good spot, but would you rather be after tonight ahead by 9 points or 5 points? So you want to win this game and not let those guys have the 2 points. And I think everybody knows how important this game is. So I expect a good performance by our group. It has been a challenging time from the hockey side. Last week we lost 6 players to the NHL. That is unheard of to have that many guys go at one time, but the trading deadline at the NHL level dictated that. That's the mode they went in, and we know that's why we're here. So it's good to see our guys that go up, put on good shows, and if anybody gets a chance to see the highlight last night of Ryan Ufko, who is our all-star this year, his first NHL goal last night, it was sick. So I encourage people to take a look at that, because it was something he'll never forget, because I know I won't. It was really cool.
That's pretty cool. Talking to Jon Greenberg, president of the Milwaukee Admirals. They're in action tonight against Rockford, Panther Arena, 7 o'clock faceoff. So in the midst of this stretch, you also had a high school sectional and a children's game, a day game that came You know, that was the beginning of that stretch was the day game after a Sunday matinee, and you played a Tuesday day game last week. So this has been incredible. But to the point with the hockey thing, I mean, this team has been challenged to score goals, and then you lose a bunch of firepower, and you had guys sick at the same time, right?
Yeah, we had Kevin Gravel and our backup goalie, Magnus Corona, both unable to play due to illness last weekend. And so we actually had an E-Bug, an emergency backup goalie named Lawson Schwab from MSOE sitting on our bench just in case something happened to Matt Murray, which thankfully it didn't. But yeah, it's one of those scary times where, you know, you hope the other team is respecting your team. And, you know, I thought, well, geez, why don't they just run our goalies? We got to put this emergency guy in there. But that's just, there's an understanding there that you just don't do that kind of thing and let the game just take its normal course.
So some Hawaiian Punch and Sprite in there, or in the post-game locker room and Gatorade, or are we above age there for the MSOE product?
I believe he may have been eligible for a post-game beverage, so he was fine. But
nice.
You know, great opportunity for him, and
awesome.
you know, to be in that locker room and be ready if called upon.
That is so cool. One of the coolest things about hockey, the E-Bug situation. And now, does he suit up? Does he get the jersey? He keeps it and everything? How's that work?
He suited up, and with all the changes and everything that we have had over the last bit, plus we're getting into now the period of college free agents and draft picks that are going to be coming over here. He will get the jersey at the end of the season, but we need to hold on to it for right now.
Yeah,
we need that. We needed to have that another goalie-sized jersey, but we've committed to making sure that Austin gets a jersey at the end of the year.
Well, he send it in a frame. It'll be all good.
Or if his parents want to get one made, they can get him in the pro shop. You know, right there.
Oh, it's fair. We'll personalize it. Yeah, we'll personalize it.
Get one personalized. Yeah. They got some great items in the pro shop right there.
Good call, Armen. Good call.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, Greeny, what goes in? I'm looking at the promotion schedule. It's obviously a winning Wednesday, and you got the autograph corner tonight. But the what goes into sports networking night? Because those of us who work in the industry always have to keep current.
We're gonna need a job.
Yeah. So yes, tonight is Sports Network night. We're having a pre-game reception. A lot of the local teams are coming in. If you've got jobs that are available in your organization, you're part of our night. So Brewers, Bucks, Admirals, a lot of the minor league teams, Timber Rattlers, Sports Milwaukee, which is an arm of Visit Milwaukee, all will be there to talk about careers in sports. People can come out and talk to those folks, just walk up to their tables and learn more and see what type of jobs are out there. The universe of jobs in sports has grown exponentially since I got started some 40 years ago. And, this is a great opportunity to see all the different things that are out there. I always tell college students or people that are looking for jobs in sports that you don't have to work for a team to work in sports. So there are a lot of different avenues to be able to take, and we're going to give people a little sense of that tonight. So there's a pregame reception, and you can call our office to get involved in that. But we do have quite the assortment of teams and organizations that are going to be represented.
Awesome.
How much pride do you take in that, Greeny, when you see people come through the Admirals still working in sports, working with other teams around different leagues? You guys are such a good spot to get that first taste in, and so many Admiral employee alums are all over different sports.
Yeah, they are, and it's something that we do take a lot of pride in. I would tell you that when I was with the Brewers, I used to have interns working for me, and they would come to me at the end of their time and say, all right, what should I go do next? And I would always tell them to do one of two things. Go back to your school and walk into the athletic department and say, how can I help? Or go work in the minor leagues, because you will get a different type of an experience where you get to do a little bit of everything, and you might find that you have a real talent maybe to do something that you're not currently doing now that you have a passion for. So working at our level, you get to do a lot of things that maybe you wouldn't be able to do if you worked at the major league level, and you may learn that you're better suited to pull tarp or be the concessions manager or something like that. So you never know.
Or do everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. I remember, Greeny, when you had College Media Day with the Brewers, and that was a big day, and that was kind of eye-opening too, because you could see that there were other jobs, and that you brought in speakers, and that kind of drove it home, especially now with the media either shrinking or contracting, depending on how you look at it.
100%,
It's just, it's like that was eye-opening to me going to those college media days at Old County Stadium.
Yeah, and the beautiful Rathskeller. It was nothing like it. Yeah, it was always an important day for us to be able to, show young people that are trying to get into this business what is available and what's out there and what it's going to take to get there. So, there's not just some simple path to walk in and do it. It's just, you got to prepare yourself. And when the time comes to take that opportunity, you got to take it and run with it.
Is part of that come,
100%. Is part of that preparation trying to explain to them what a trip for a back-to-back in Winnipeg is like?
Yeah, with a school day game to get it started.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun up in Winnipeg next week, but I'm going to skip that trip if that's all right.
Yeah.
I think you can definitely
you can get them all again. And I was just saying, I feel bad I'm forgetting his name, but you never know when your opportunity is going to come up. Our guy Billy from the Puck Patrol sang the national anthem, and he was fantastic.
Killed it.
He killed it. They needed somebody. Heather needed somebody, and it was pretty awesome. So you never know when your chance is going to come.
Still kind of salty that's never happened when I'm working.
Maybe you'll get a shot one of these days, Billy. All you need is a few guys to get sick.
2 plane crashes in a bus.
That was the old Jerry Glanville to Brett Favre, and it's going to happen for you. Yeah. Or just start singing it during the host open.
I got a better chance of more beers getting crushed, I think, on camera than doing that one.
What a classic. Absolute classic. Hey, Greeny, once again, heroic performance by your staff during this period.
Amazing.
And Saturday night, Dropkicks put on a great show. Ken Casey, our pal frontman, was sick as a dog during the day, could barely stand up, and then somehow rocked the house after your game. Thanks to Murph going and getting him a bunch of a cocktail of over-the-counter meds from CVS and chicken soup as well. So
yeah, it's all hands on deck, and Murph, who's kind of our showrunner, did an unbelievable job taking care of Ken. And I talked to Ken afterwards for just a minute, and you could tell he was pushing through, because it was all of a sudden then okay, we got to get on the bus and go to Louisville. We got to play there tomorrow night. So no rest for the weary.
No doubt.
Murphys.
Yeah, and they were not only were they traveling time zones, it was daylight saving time. So it was a 2-hour whammy for them.
Once again, Drew. If he stayed sick, though, that could have been your shot. Lead singer, guitar,
come on,
rock star.
Let's go.
Rock star.
Man. When it comes to Dropkicks, I just want to watch.
That's right.
Just want to watch and enjoy the energy from the side. It's amazing. Greeny, best of luck tonight against Rockford, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Greeny.
Great. Thanks, guys.
You bet. Jon Greenberg, president of the Milwaukee Admirals. That's a pretty cool thing. If you go to MilwaukeeAdmirals.com, sports networking night, if you want to work in this business.
Really cool.
You got to go to that kind of stuff.
It is, Drew, listen, people are smart in education. They don't ask me to speak to students. But every opportunity, whenever I do have that opportunity, that's the first number that I give, because it is the best opportunity to get your feet wet in sports and see what hat you might like to wear that you wouldn't have put yourself in.
Absolutely. I've seen that a lot. Hey, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Get back in the game with our pals from Game Day Men's Health. Visit the website, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Find the clinic nearest you, Middleton, whether it's Brookfield, Shorewood, wherever it may be, and sign up for that free no obligation test, and then go in and talk to them about the services that they offer. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. This show is already over. We're just getting a lather on, and it's time to slide down the back of the dinosaur. We're going to do that next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Sports Radio Wisconsin. It's closing ceremony time. Time for a little wake and bake action. For people who just getting up, we're finishing our workday. People who haven't even started theirs yet. They're just waking up. And what better way to wake up than with a wake and bake? Brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Rob and Chris and Muskego making great products and selling them at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping.
And now, Drew, if wake and bake was the process in the day, you could have had this exact story as the true wake and bake, because we learned about it today. Shout out to our friends on WISN 12. You're home on Saturday nights for Big 12 Sports Saturday. Learned that I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Did you guys know that there is a Wisconsin Medieval Combat Center?
Not until I saw Jaron Jordan live from the Wisconsin Medieval Combat
That's
Center.
like Renaissance Fair, Ren Fair, something like that. Is this LARPing type deal?
No, you're not LARPing.
Way better.
They're actually
Armen.
combating?
Oh, you're combating.
In a squat building just west of Kinnickinnick Avenue. An unassuming stretch of red brick and glass block windows inside. There's a medieval battlefield.
Oh my goodness.
Now this story I get from Urban Milwaukee came courtesy of Stephanie.
You never know what's going on.
She wrote, armored fighters brandish long swords and padded shields, practicing strikes and takedowns while shouting over the din. The scene unfolds at the WMCC, a Bayview gym dedicated to armored medieval mixed martial arts.
Jeez.
Where fighters train and compete in full metal armor.
Okay, so this is serious business.
It's legit. Armen, we were watching it on TV live.
I had a different channel.
It was like
this
was Game of Thrones, man. It's
they were going
at it. It's
Are they using the weapons that you're talking about?
Armen, they're hitting each other with the weapons.
Yes.
Well,
like not
there's got to
armored
be
up.
some safety going. I mean, they got to make sure they're safe in
They're
there.
armored up.
They are full armored up.
Wow.
It is.
Okay.
They're padded a little bit.
They're padded, and obviously the swords are probably dulled.
So
I
this
would
is
I would assume there's some more safety spots.
Okay,
but
this is not the Renaissance. This is
as
serious
the story
business.
at Urban Milwaukee continues. Co-owners Nick Stenz and Talon Morris opened the Bayview location in March of 2024. They have been doing this for 2 years, and I have not been fighting medievally.
I was gonna say, you gotta get in there, Billy.
After operating out of rental spaces, the setup is
got a
typical to an MMA gym with wall-to-wall mats, high ceiling, piles of gloves, shin guards, and headgear. And you might find spray pieces of chainmail all over the cushioned floor. You got to see the videos to believe it. But believing is seeing, and seeing is believing. And I now have seen the way that I am going to get in shape in 2026. It is not going to be some kickboxing gym.
No.
It is not going to be a Peloton. Lord knows it's not going to be dominating with Drew's friends over at the YMCA who are waiting out there when we get in.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
I'm grabbing a damn sword.
And you're fighting for
And I'm
life.
seeing if they have a 4X armor. And I can get in there and fight for my life in the medieval gym. This place is awesome.
Forget a weighted vest. How much does that armor weigh? You're going to be burning some calories, getting that heart rate
You got to
up.
be cooking in this.
Especially when you know everything's on the line. I mean, if you can't take it, you can't relax when you're in there, right? I would
A typical
assume.
training session might include weapon drills, conditioning, and grappling.
Jeez.
Years of martial arts experience in the coaching curriculum they've trained in jiu-jitsu, judo, before discovering medieval combat through an online video.
I might stick to my walks. I don't really. That is incredible stuff. I mean, listen, and you can't let your guard down when you go in there.
I'm training to take on the Hound on Game of Thrones.
Listen,
this would have been the stuff that like Ray Nitschke and Vuk would have been involved in.
Oh,
right?
it could have been.
Like,
Yeah.
Could have been. Listen, I've been wondering, Drew, how we're going to, because I also don't think we have to be so evil, right? And I don't know that we got to be. I don't know that we got to be violent. We might actually see the aliens come in peace, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. It's a big maybe. Big maybe. But like I always thought Brock Lesnar, John Jones, right? James Harrison. We're putting those guys out there. No. We're putting them in some medieval costumes. We're giving them some swords, and we them boys storming that ship that comes down in the Wake and Bake story here with Happy Place Hemp.
Does this finally make you reconsider the notion that 100 men could beat one silverback gorilla? If we put these guys
medieval
in there,
warriors, maybe.
If you pick the right ones
With the armor on. Oh, my goodness. What a story. Thanks, Jaron Jordan and
Thank you, Jaron Jordan.
I'm going to pick up some more video of these guys. I got to
Dude.
find them on YouTube or something.
Incredible.
And shout out to the guys behind Jaron in the report. Drew, they were pulling no swings.
It's true.
They were swinging that thing at each other, no pumps.
Wow.
The actual wake and bake element today is Bam scoring 83 and the U.S. losing to Italy. So the whole show seems like it's a wake and bake show. It's in the bank and earning interest
Did it
now.
happen?
And we're on to Thursday on the program. Looking forward to that. We will see you at 5 a.m. Tomorrow. What do we got on tap for tomorrow? Anything lined up yet?
Well, we get Hunter Baumgart
Hunter
tomorrow with
Baumgart.
our weekly Brewers update. And maybe Rasheed Walker will have a new team.
There you go.
Maybe the Packers will have some new players.
That would maybe. This is the day. We will see you. No matter what happens, we'll see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out with us in the huddle.
Peace.